extra one.
That's because I was going to put the Nintendo to that.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. We can still do that.
Oh, man. Welcome to Bag in the Wind. Episode 6.
Episode 6.
Yep.
Yay.
6. I just want to get real close to the mic and let everybody know that I really appreciate they're watching.
Thank you. Cheers to you guys.
So this episode is a little different than the last. We're not doing a guest this one. We're just actually doing this just a test. We got some new setups going on. We got Kristen joining us. This is my wife. She usually films the episodes. So
does a hell of a job.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now that we're live, thought we'd have her on the episode and just hanging out with us. But we're mostly going to be talking about, us as who we are, skateboarding, how we met, how we got here, and how this whole thing kind of started from the beginning. But Mr. Ken Dog's going to start us off.
Like he said, we're going to talk about our backgrounds. Me, I started skating when I was about like 9 years old. And, skated for a long time. Watched my 2 older brothers skate. That's kind of like what got me into skating, was watching those 2 skate. So it's kind of like that's what life was for me. It was just like fucking the wheels and on a piece of wood. And I didn't know what it was for a while. And then once I started skating, it kind of like was like I knew what my life was about, skateboarding. So that's just where my life kind of like took me. And on that way, I met a lot of people. I met Sean when I was about like 12. And shortly after that, we made EDS, which some people know, some people don't. It's just everyday skaters. We skated every day, and that's what we were. So did it.
Family.
Right there. It's family. And then not too long after that, I started skating continuously with more people and stuff. And then I met Chris around, like shortly after, maybe like 13, 14. We met, something like that. And just we started skating, and then we started filming too. So made the first skate video that I ever been in was Ghetto Fabulous, way back in the day when I was a wee little lad with long little hair and little goofball.
I filmed like most of your part, and
he filmed like all my part in like one day. It was like one day we just got out and was like, we need to film your part, because I never got out. I was always getting in trouble, so I could never get out. And you guys went skate, and I would never stay out that late either. So I'd like go home too, like all the time. And then we literally filmed that whole like part in one day, and it was like the most basic tricks, but they were all like, I was like stoked because we did it all in one day.
We literally like got on the bus. We're like, we're going here, we're going here, we're going here.
Yeah, we like started and then made our way back to my house and like skated random shit. Like that was fun. And then we kept skating, and as time went on, we just kept skating. I started getting back with my EDS crew again when some friends came back into play. Our buddy Justin was like our close friend. Some people don't even know who that guy is, and some people may never know, but we'll never forget you, Justin. Fucking, where is he? Where is Justin? So if you see Justin,
if you have any information, please call the number below. Someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, toll free. Just out Klondike.
That fool did disappear.
He really did, but we still love him. Justin he was my best friend. If people who know me actually know me, they know that was my best friend. We were always
to pick
together.
Up weed and just got abducted by like an alien.
Who knows,
like,
There's many rumors surrounding his disappearance, but no one knows for sure what happened.
Turns black and white.
But yeah, that was the homie. But damn, life is a trip. So we just kept moving and skating and doing our thing. And then after that, we made another video called Hands Free, and that was the video. Was the biggest stepping stone of skateboard life. I was out there really grinding on the streets as a little young lad skating. I was still young, but I was old enough to be out there. And like that was
when you really started jumping in the streets.
So that was when I really did a lot of that, and that was 2000, like 16. Like 16? No, it was like way earlier than that. It was like 2011.
Yeah, maybe 2010. Wasn't it around the same time you guys were on Skate City?
Had to be 2010.
It was like around that time, So that was a while ago, about 10 years ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, and that was a good time. Hands Free was a good video.
Do you have that video?
I have it stashed away somewhere.
Dude, you should find that. Yeah, I don't have mine.
It's a good one.
I let Bernard borrow it. I never got it back.
Yeah. Well, I have a copy.
But I have some of my parts.
I think I have two. Loki.
Oh man, let
I'll
me
give,
cop.
yeah, I'll give it to you if I do. But,
Own video, I don't even own it.
yeah.
Like every other Vegas video except like the one I'm in. Like, damn it.
Yeah. Right.
Till my video drops.
Yeah. But yeah, like that was life, you know. Skating has always been this, and that's where it led me today. And then me and Chris started working together
Yeah,
a
right.
long time ago at Zoomies, and we were working for quite some time. This man got me my first job ever. I was working under the table.
Turned you into a man.
Thanks.
You
to
owe everything to me. Those pants.
that. Oh, fuck, dude.
You know what? Give me your socks.
That was fun though. Zoomies was cool, but not anymore. That was good times. Good
True.
times. And then just skateboarding, and then like now we're here, and that's where we're at. We're working and making this little podcasting, and I'm loving it. So
True. It's fun.
that's
Yeah.
a little
It's
short
fun.
background. I'm not gonna get too detailed because that's just too much. I'm not
You
gonna
don't,
get
want,
into
you
that.
don't want people to know you're.
No, they don't need to know. If you want to know,
Dark
if you want to
secrets.
know,
Are you
to know
serious?
my dark secrets, you got to get to know me. You guys know my secrets, but you guys can't know me. You got to really get to know me.
All right, so we'll start with secret one.
One time, Kendall did this.
All right, hold on a second. I'll cut this off right now and let them all know. I used to fucking break dance. Okay, guys, like if they're gonna throw my secrets out there, fuck it.
That was
He
secret
did.
4, but
Yeah, I gave him the one. Let's move on. Chris, it's your turn.
All right, so let's get this straight. Kendall didn't used to break dance.
No, I didn't. I tried to.
he tried to break things. It was
The best part is thank you to Kendall. He decided to use the tape from our video to film himself in his kitchen breakdancing. And then when we go to upload everything, magically there's just this video of long, wavy-haired Kendall.
I was going in, bro.
just breaking his
Wasn't that
heart
good,
out.
but I was going in. It was not that good, but I still was trying, bro. Fuck it.
But the best part about that video, though, is when you turn around and you flip your
Flip
hair
your
and
hair.
then you run and hit in on the camera.
Hey, dude, that was
That
Baby
is
K,
the
dude.
best video, dude.
That was Baby K. Let him be.
When I die, I want that to be at my
I'll
in my video.
I-
Just so random.
memorial.
It's
If I'm
just
around
like
then-
me dying. It's like,
I'll-
this
I'll
is
make
so
sure.
sad. And then like
Yeah.
you just
You're
everyone
just gonna
look at
see-
Kendall's face, and he's just like, this
Yeah.
video will never go away.
Children, grandchildren.
He
I'll
does
make-
it like you do. You got to play right before everyone comes up to speak. All of a sudden, Kendall comes up like, "Yeah, what can I say about
I'm gonna
Chris?"
have- yeah, like, if that video plays, I'll have to go speak. Like I can't just let that video play and then me just sitting there the whole time.
Just so everyone knows.
You have to go break dance.
I'm gonna be like, Chris, this is for you, man. Start getting on the
Exact same thing.
Start fucking breakdancing.
Oh man,
Jesus.
that was good.
High school was the days, man.
High school was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
I wish Reggie was here.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah, Reggie.
Reggie's
Yeah.
not here, so we can't put him here because we're live. So and
That's true. That is going to be different with like filming not able to edit.
mm,
One, we switched the live to live because it was taking far too long to edit that
Mhm.
long. So,
and
but it was
just-
cool that I could like take Reggie's head and be like,
Yeah, that was
and
fun.
put
That
him
was
there
fun.
and,
I know
like,
you guys liked it. I liked
when
it.
we made Corey and Reggie like disappear.
Yeah,
reappear,
those
like
were
we won't
cool.
be able to do stuff like that.
forgot about that.
we may do some, on live things just for your amusement.
Yeah.
True.
But
We've been
Well, now it's live, so it's like, watch what you say, guys.
Baba Booey, Baba
Everybody's
Booey.
sensitive.
so if you hear any of our cussing, just mentally bleep all those words out.
I'm not
And-
sorry.
He's not.
If
But
we say something that you find offensive,
we're sorry.
that's your fault for being offended.
We're not.
Yeah, we're sorry.
I'm sorry
but
you
like
think
that.
you need an apology.
Exactly. This isn't the show for you.
But
But you should still watch it, even if
Yeah.
tell your friends.
Yeah.
They might not be as offended as you.
Oh man, they might be cooler.
Might make you cooler.
Oh my god. So, a little background with me. I started skating when I was like 11, I want to say. I don't even know where a skateboard came from, to tell you the truth. I always watch the podcast videos and like Nine Club or like some other ones, and then they're like, yeah, my first board, I got it from this person. I seen this guy cruising by on a board, or oh man, I walked by and I seen this. I have no fucking idea where a skateboard even was or where it came from. But I just remember like we played ice hockey when I was little. I played baseball. Like I was all into sports, and then it feels like I don't know, like I just blacked out, and then I was like trying to ollie up the curve. Like,
That's like one day, you're like
literally
sitting there like with your hockey stick, like thinking you're playing. It's like blink, and then you're on a
Next thing
skateboard.
you're falling down, like,
Well, in my memory, like I don't know, like where I blacked out this whole section of life. But like all I remember is like trying to ollie up the curb, and the curb was like curved, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the fucking problem, like this stupid curve. It's hitting my wheel, so I can't get up it. And I could like bunny hop up it on my bike and stuff like that. So I was like, how come I can't do it on this? And then we actually moved from that house and moved into like these apartments like in the ghetto. And you know, Ping.
Mm-hmm.
We met him, Jesse, Juicy, and Marcel King.
Yeah.
We met like them there. And like Jesse was already good. Like I think back then he could still do like crooks and shit like that. But it was just crazy. Like now I see all of them and I'm like, damn, you guys all still skate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of cool because we would like all skate in like the apartments and like skate down the stairs in front of mine or the curb, and then except Chris Ping, he like rode a bike when we were little. He was a biker. He always ride his bike around and stuff like that and talk shit to us. And then I think like I don't know, he got a skateboard and then started skating. So it's always funny. I'm like, you were a biker and you hated us, and now you're like sponsored by Vans. But after that, we moved by like Breeze and stuff like that, and then that's like I could do a whole podcast about whole episode just talking about growing up at Breeze.
Dude, for real, seriously, like
those are the
we
best.
May
best
even
those
just
are,
have that episode just sitting
that's
here talking
like
about Breeze
the
whole
Breeze
time.
years.
Yeah, that like
the Breeze.
I don't know, that like transitioned like to who I am as like a person. Like I feel
Breeze-
like if I never went there as a kid,
Yeah,
because when I went there it was bad. Like there was fighting all the time.
Super bad, bro.
We'd like burn the palm trees and stuff like that, and like it was just
Dude,
it was fun.
through
Fighting
my,
people all the
yeah,
time.
bro, through my long term of going to that park, like I can't count how many times that park had gotten shot up, and like how many fights and just how much stuff was going on at that park. That I'm just like,
But it was fun.
that's my home park.
Well,
You know, like
fun.
that's my home park.
It was like that, and then you skate Breeze, and then when Breeze's lights would go off, you'd skate down to Gwyn. Skate Gwyn because the lights didn't shut off.
Gwyn was
You could
really
keep
like
turning
my
them
park.
back on,
Though,
back
like,
in.
Yeah, you just hit the button.
yeah, Gwyn was always
Remember
actually
that.
like
They're
the
not
park
like that
that like I
anymore.
felt.
No,
Just turn it off.
they like at midnight they don't work anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Because
A lot
you
of
used to be
parks
able
have
to just
buttons.
go,
Yeah.
press the button,
You
and
see the red light, and you're like, bah, 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 bah.
it would take like 5 minutes for it to turn on,
Yeah.
but then it would like finally like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was the thing, dude. I used to skate Gwyn till like 4 a.m. sometimes.
Dude, we used to all go up there and just fucking get stupid.
I can't believe like I was there by myself multiple nights, like 4 a.m, like just skating that fucking park all night.
Dude, I'd be there like really like. I'd go there and get drunk with people, and then like the lights would shut off, and then I would just go smash the transition in the dark, just all feel.
The transition, the
Just
banks.
all-
What? You said the transition, the banks. At
Like,
Gwyn?
No, not a Gwyn.
Oh,
It's just dark as fuck. I'm just, I'm just doing some laybacks on that
You're talking
fucking
about
bank,
Gwyn.
bro.
No, you're talking about Breeze, okay.
Just some sick backside power slides around that bank.
Yeah, bro.
No, yeah, Breeze,
Those
bro. Like the
manuals?
lights would go off, and then it'd be like just hit the transition, and I'd stay there till like 3, and then my mom would come, and they drove this big ass van. Like Tim had this giant white van, and I remember he pulled into like the grass area at Breeze, and every person in the park, bro, straight ran into the bowls. Like they thought they were gonna die. Like and my mom pulls in, and then everyone
Like,
just
Like
runs.
she pulled on the side right there.
Yeah,
where the grass
by the
was.
tea ledge,
Yeah.
and everyone runs into the bowls, and then my mom just puts her head out, and she's like, "Yo, yo!" And I don't know who it was, dude. I don't know if it was like, I think it was White Daniel, but he was like standing, like he was just standing there, and he was like, "Yo, yo!" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And like, I had to skate up to this car, bro. I was like, "Yo,
You're like, sorry guys.
Yeah, I literally like
How old were
later.
dude, I had to be like, I don't know, like 13.
Yeah.
And I just like skated up to the car, and everyone like gets out of the bowl. And then like the next day, people were like, "Bro, don't tell your mom to pull in like that no more. Why she drive that?" I was like, "Damn, that shit was hella embarrassing." That's when you get dropped off at school in like a beat up car, and you're like, "I don't want to get out." Like,
Well, just pull around the corner and
Yeah,
drive you out. I'll
down
walk
the
from there.
I was that guy that day. I was like, "Fuck."
Why don't you just call me? You're parking in
Right.
the parking lot.
But no, like skating at Breeze and stuff like that. And then that's like how I met, like when I moved to your guys' side of town. Then I would just like, I was still skating at Breeze. Like after Breeze, we moved by MLK and skated at MLK with
Mhm.
Addie and stuff like that. Then
Yeah.
we moved back by Breeze, and then I started going to Durango. And then I met Reggie in art class. And I
Yeah,
was
Mr.
like,
Fruity Baker.
Graffiti Baker, yeah. And
Yeah, Miss G.
yeah,
That's her last name. I always call her Miss G because she was, dude.
she was tight. She
Her
bought me.
obsessing with Princess Diana was like awkwardly similar to my
Dude,
mom's.
Miss Graffiti Baker bought me a board once.
Really?
I was like headed to sub skates, and she was like came out, and I was like, "What the hell?"
She always pulled me out of photo to help her do something on my photo in my photo class, and she would have me help her, and then she reward me with those fucking gross ass dry cookies that are like sugar, like the thick, big sugar pellets
Yeah.
and stuff, like the English cookies.
You guys got the nice teachers, man. I
Dude,
feel
she
like all the
was-
teachers I got at Durango were
No,
mean
there-
as
that
hell.
was like, she's like the one like fourth of the school that was a cool teacher.
Yeah, she was
Every
dope.
other teacher was like lame.
She was super dope. Because I did like trips and stuff with her for like art stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing that pisses me off, man, fuck Durango, because you took photo.
Mhm.
You don't even use a camera right now.
I took
Not
2
anymore.
years.
You
of
took photo.
2 years of photos.
You don't
Yeah.
take any
I
photos.
took 2
You
years
took
too.
2 years, yeah, for sure you did.
I took fucking art because they wouldn't let me take a photo. And I was like, how come I can't take photos? And they were like, literally Miss Graffiti Baker comes into the office and was like, "Chris, you are very talented in art. You need to pursue that versus photos."
You are a good artist, though.
Yeah, you are.
And look at me now, bitches, taking photos. Fuck you guys.
You act like
They
you still
wouldn't
don't
take
draw.
I don't know though. I don't.
Well, get back
I
on
wonder
it.
if she still works there. She
I
was-
know.
she-
I would
she was
definitely
the-
do like a stop by and be like,
She was the smallest person with the loudest voice I'd
Yeah.
ever met.
she was sick. Though.
Like she was almost like the teacher from Jimmy Neutron.
But no, she was tight. But me and Reggie sat next to each other. And at first we fucking hated each other.
Yeah.
Said I was mean.
I
That's
really
Reggie.
like that he hated you.
Well, it's funny because it's usually like we had that
No, we're not starting that shit. All right, back on track.
Yeah,
No, but he
I hope
just didn't
somebody
like
asks
me.
us
He
what
said
that
I was-
about.
He says I was just an
I will
asshole to
explain
him.
it to you.
This goes back to how did you meet Chris? Hashtag. How did you meet
No,
Chris?
hashtag how I met Chris.
Oh
Oh man.
no, but then we became friends over mutual.
because
Hatred? It was like we both look back and like Miss Graffiti Baker,
Yeah.
but it was so easy to make fun of her.
he really was.
So that's why me and him became friends. We got this
and
thing
you
because
two-
I would
no,
always
it-
draw her as like other
Troll or
characters, like
something,
trolls
yeah.
or something,
I remember
and then she would love it and then hang it on the wall. And it was
you guys
just
are
crazy.
just laughing like.
And then Reggie hated her because she'd always call Reggie Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah, because he was in that class.
yeah, he was in that class the period before,
That's
and
funny.
only because there was only 2 black skaters in the school.
Oh my god.
And Reggie would always be like, "My name's Reggie. I'm not Jeremiah." And get hella
You-
mad
I
and walk
remember.
out of class. But we pretty much just became friends because we were both
And
frustrated.
the thing is too is both of you guys are always like the first to like start talking shit about somebody. Like,
What
like
you mean?
they used to be like,
I'm a nice man. I don't talk shit about nobody.
not like
Unless
Lie
they're
detector test determined that was a lie.
but not in like a bad way where like it's not good. It's like it's funny because the things you say are like harmless, and Reggie's the same way. So you guys both say the same shit. And it's
True.
just like funny,
But
but it's harmless, guys. We don't
Yeah.
make fun of you guys. We love all of you.
unless you have it coming.
Yeah.
Then I'm on your head.
know who you
But
I'm used to being made fun of, so I don't care anymore.
tell me where he hurt you.
I don't even
Show
know
us on the
anymore.
doll.
I don't even know anymore. I'm so numb to everything.
But no, after like meeting Reggie, I think that's when like I started drinking with Reggie,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when
And
Sean came into the picture.
and I was still like continuously getting in trouble throughout all of this because this was like around when you met Reggie was like just before the hands-free times
Yeah.
because we were all hanging out together and it was like
Well,
like-
no, he was. I met Reggie for Ghetto Fabulous. He has
Yeah,
tricks in Ghetto
We all knew
Fabulous.
Chris.
Him and
Yeah.
Cyrus both have tricks in it.
that's right. Yeah, we all well
He
yeah,
like,
that's right.
but he wasn't
That's- I
like
guess
the
that-
good homie like that.
Yeah.
Because even in the video, I shout out his video. I don't even shout them like
Oh, the
him
root
out
of all
as,
evil or something.
yeah. I don't even
the
shout
root of
him
all
out as
evil.
like
Oh,
the
root of
homie
all
Reggie. It
evil.
was
Yeah,
like
the root of
barely
all evil.
knew him.
I had a part in that. That's like
Alright,
my
guys.
only part in
YouTube-
any video ever.
YouTube search
S4F Bobby.
S4F Bobby. S4F Bobby. That's where you will find Baby K right there. And Baby Sean
Baby Sean.
with long hair that was
Yeah, it was quite long.
booby height.
And
Like,
there's no more
My
Smuzzle
my
Puffs,
only
so-
skate
No.
park. No more.
R.I.P. Smuzzle Puffs.
Oh.
Yeah.
So whack.
Ah.
There goes all my childhood.
Moment of silence.
All right, we're
All
back.
right, we're back.
No, I think then like after I met like Sean, that's when I started meeting you. I met like JD and everyone like that,
Yeah.
and then we started filming S4F, Ghetto Fabulous,
Mhm.
and then that just progressed into Hands Free,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Hands Free was dope. It's all BX.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Ghetto
what-
Fabulous came out, and then
Dude, Ghetto Fabulous was filmed.
It was
with
like
a
it was
fucking
like Ghetto
camera.
Fabulous.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude, dude,
Remember that
camera.
little fucking camera Reggie had?
Yeah.
That we
Yeah.
basically
What's that one?
filmed the root of all
Yeah.
evil on?
That little blue one that you had too for a while.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Well,
was
Yeah,
well,
those were
'cause
like
I had,
the
but I had a
MP3s,
couple
but
too.
They
But once
he
it
had that
was-
little flip out camera.
Oh yeah, the
and,
old
yeah,
one.
and
the
that's
blue
when we
one.
filmed like an auto body and fucking
Yeah, I don't
like,
know. Oof.
all those spots.
But once it went VX, I feel like that's when it went serious. So
Yeah.
it was like,
Once Bernard pulled that VX out, it was like, oh shit. I was like,
but
this
that's
is-
when
this
we
is the
started.
moment I've
That's
been
when we
waiting
started
for.
progressing, and then once like all the progression, then it was like we dropped Hands Free, and then
Man.
Hands Free was sick. That was
after high school, right?
That was,
That was like senior year going out of high
Yeah.
school.
going out.
Like my se- like,
Yeah,
so
'cause I think I was already gone by the time
It
you
was
guys
my
were filming
senior
that.
year. Like
We're
his
already
for
out.
No.
No.
No, because no, it wasn't because
thought-
you
Because it
because
wasn't.
I
it was
stopped
like,
kind
it
of
had to have
hanging
been
out
my
with
junior
you guys
year
for a
then.
little bit when I was hanging out with A-Dubs,
Yeah.
and Hands Free was already
After that.
like pretty much done.
I thought Hands Free came out when I left in like 09.
I don't know. I'll have to look this.
It was
shit up.
like I know it was like
'Cause I remember when you were in A because I used to chill with me and Reggie used to chill with you guys
Yeah.
over at like Kenny Gwynn and stuff. And
Yeah, I remember. It wasn't during my. It was like my
That's what I mean.
junior
I don't
year. It was
imagine
like my
me
junior,
partying,
my
being that
senior year.
drunk and then going out.
No,
and
yeah,
fucking
I feel
Let me
like-
just look it
I
up.
You
feel
know,
like
so I feel
Hands
like
Free
it's
wasn't
not a big
until
deal.
Kendall was
Yeah.
senior or like right after.
Yeah, it was like my end
the
of
year
high school.
after high school, like
Yeah, I guess.
because you were on. I felt like you and Reggie were on Skate City when that came out.
No, that was like right after all that. Because like me, I was like after all that, then everyone kind of like started doing like other stuff, and me and Reggie were always going to Skate City because like we met Enzo and we started skating with Enzo a lot, and then Enzo's mom took
Yeah, I
over
know.
Skate City, and then me and Reggie just were like always
But
there.
Hands Free was already before that, and I wasn't skating.
Yeah.
So
with
maybe
you guys.
Hands Free was like 08.
Maybe
Yeah.
like
Oh,
09,
08,
08 going
09.
into 09,
Yeah.
09 probably.
For sure. But after Hands Free is like, you guys started doing the Skate City stuff.
Yeah, and that was a lot of skate. That was like all
And then
that.
after skate, while you guys were doing that, I was skating with like a ton of other people,
Mhm.
and that's when I like was just mostly like filming and stuff like that, like more transitioning and filming versus skating. Like I'd still skate, but
Yeah.
was just filming like a lot of the homies and stuff like that. And then I was trying to get more into taking photos because that's what I really like to do. Like I hate filming. And then that's when I started like Las Vegas Skate Mag.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was supposed to be me and Bernard starting it. And then once it like started, he was like went and started his own thing for some reason. But going to the mag was sick.
Yeah,
You
that
got to
was,
meet
yeah.
everybody. You know what I mean? Everyone was like really hyped to have their stuff featured on
Yeah,
there.
I could tell
That was
like
really
that
cool.
was when like you went from like being just like an average person to like everybody was like who knew who you were. Everybody like you were like well.
you gave
known
them
at
that outlet,
point,
which
you know?
was,
Like,
Which
you-
is so weird because when I started it and everything, I like didn't want anyone to know who I was. Like,
yeah, I remember.
I
that.
didn't post none of it on my social media. I don't want anyone to know what it was.
But it started
And
getting
then it
hella
was like
big,
out of nowhere, it was like tons of people were like
hitting you,
hitting me up personally, like, "Hey, dude, can I be featured on there?" And then I would hit up brand owners and stuff. And then I was like, "Fuck, well, I might as well just like start telling people like, yo, I'm starting this. This is what's happening."
That was really cool.
Yeah, it was. It
I
got really
was.
big.
I still have the sticker on that bench outside my house.
That's sick. Yeah, there's one
I think I
down.
actually have one. In my
There's
box,
one of the
sticker
big
box.
gold ones downtown,
Yeah.
and then I got one on like the bottom. Of
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hella old.
And I
You don't have
remember
any fresh ones?
Stereo
Like
Assault's
one
first
later?
gig was the second Golden Camera Awards.
That was
Oh, that
cold.
was
It was
a-
chilly then.
It was.
Yeah.
And it was just me and Reggie, and we played like 4 covers and like a couple songs.
That was sick though. There
It
was
was
like
so
outside,
many
right?
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by the brick wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
the art district.
It was.
Yeah.
I remember we covered Today by the fucking Smashing Pumpkins. We played Rapscallion for the first time by ourselves. And probably like the Virgin, Don't Lose Your Head.
That's sick.
Those were like the first 3 songs that we kind of had down.
That's so cool. That was tight. It was cool that how popular those were. Like, though I don't do like the magazine anymore, like that's still like something
Yeah, that was
I
super
look.
cool. Yeah,
I
was
look
like,
and
damn.
I'm like, damn, like maybe we do that with like this because I would love to do that again
Yeah.
because like the gang tapes killed both videos that were so sick.
Yeah, they really.
You know what I mean? But it's like
Yeah, that
they
was
can't
fun.
win them all. No, I'm joking.
Right.
Who's gonna challenge them? But it'd be really cool to do that because there's like so many skate contests, you know what I mean? But there's never any like filming contest.
Yeah.
Mm,
You know, even like Trans World, they have photo of the year,
yeah.
like best photo of the year, and I'm like, dude, that's pretty cool. But there's never like, oh, I guess Trans World or Slap Magazine, they have like best video of the year, best part of the year.
So yeah,
You know, I guess, but I don't know. It's like pinning people against
Yeah.
each other
I was
to like
I-
make
yeah,
the
I
best
definitely
edit.
like that. We
It's sick.
should do that again because
That was
I was
fun.
thinking about that too the other day. Like I don't remember where I was at, but I just remember like I was thinking like damn like Skate City, and then I thought about the Golden Camera Awards, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, the first one was
The
there.
first one was at Skate City,
Mhm.
and I remember like that
They
was
got the
tight.
coolest camera.
Dude, that was
Well,
so
maybe it should
sick.
come
I wonder,
back.
I
Maybe
was
it should
I wonder
crying.
if he still has that.
Yeah, he does.
He does. That's
Yeah, I've
sick.
seen a photo.
Maybe it should be the bag in the wind.
That's what's up,
Golden
dude.
Camera.
Shout out to fucking Gang Tapes, man.
Right?
Do you still
Love
have
you
the-
guys so
the
much.
camera that was painted?
They have it.
Yeah, that's the
How
one.
would I have it?
The award.
Oh.
Yeah, that was that was
I have
the
my
trophy.
golden
Yeah,
camera.
that's-
It's up
no,
there.
no,
Sean
that's
broke
what I
it.
meant.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The first Golden
I did.
Camera Awards is my
You,
DVX
dude, I was there.
because fucking Kendall had me film him a fucking
At the
drink
at the worst spot too, dude.
at this like manual pad, drop down manual pad, and it's like I think we're drinking at the bar.
You were like,
It's pitch fucking black, and I'm smashing trying to film him a run, and I hit a rock and like body slam my camera into the ground, and I was like, my fucking microphone is like bent, and like the lens is all
dude.
scratched, and I was like, fuck, and I was like, looked at the camera, and I was like, all right, at least it's on, and then it just like turned off right when I thought it, and I was like, Oh, it's gone. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I already have a camera for the Golden Camera Awards.
I'm not gonna lie, totally forgot about all that.
Yeah, that night sucked. I only had that camera for like 2 weeks. The quality was shit, anyways. It wasn't
Yeah.
HD, so
But I do remember
it's
that.
like less than fucking.
For some reason, I thought it was
Yes.
at a ledge.
It was at the manual pad, but
The manual pad.
I'll remember that forever. It's still vivid in my
Yeah,
mind.
I know. 'Cause you were
I had it for like 2 weeks.
your physical body does not forget.
Oh man. I'll smash and switch too. There was nothing I could do. I don't know how to fall switch. I go to sleep when I fall switch. I just like die. So that's
Yeah.
exactly what I did. I was like, nah.
Right on top of your camera,
But
like it was a bed.
it was cool, like the awards, like how many people showed up.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
The turnout was really cool, and I was like, oh, right on, it's cool. Like,
And it was fun, like talking to someone. Like, dude, I got hundreds of DMs every day, and like it was just fun talking with like people that were like hyped on it and stuff like that, or people wanting to, when are you gonna print? Talking shit to me all the time. I'm like, man, it ain't that easy.
right?
And then I stopped doing the mag because of shit like that. Like everyone wanted to have their photos posted and have their videos shared and reposted and all this stuff. But then like it's like, okay, well, I'll make merch so that people like it, you know what I mean? And it's like barely anyone buys it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, when are you gonna print? When are you gonna print? And I'm like, for sure, well, that shit costs money. If you won't buy my merch, I can't get money to get it printed. And then I tell people to like have ads, and all these companies wanted me to share their shit and repost and, oh, can I share you on the website and all this stuff? And then it's like, cool, all right, well, this is how much it is. Unfollow. And I'm like, bro, I'm not even asking a lot. Like, dude, you want a page? It's fucking $20.
Yeah.
Like $20 a page, and I could fucking print. And it was like, and I wouldn't be making really anything. It was just
Yeah.
doing it for fucking Vegas, you know?
Yeah.
And no, all these companies fucked with me heavy. And then right when I'd be like, hey, dude, I'm trying to print, like, I already did 2 magazines. The third one is like, I need money, let's print. And now you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you fucking bitches, and fuck you. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
fucking
get outta
over
here.
this shit. If you don't want to support me, then I ain't supported none of you guys. So
Yeah.
do my own shit.
Yeah, I
And
noticed.
I was
that
like,
too,
I'm
just-
fucking over it. I just like deleted the Instagram off my thing, and I was like, it could sit. And I was like, I put out that thing like Las Vegas, like LVSM is done, and people are hitting me up like, can I have it? Give it to me. Don't let it die. This is for the city. Why would you just fucking stop this? Like people come up to me like, why'd you stop it? Like all pissed, and it's
Yeah,
like,
like,
bro, but
nobody was just supporting the.
yeah,
like,
I was
they
like,
were,
you
they
just
weren't helping.
wanted me to help you, but you didn't want to fucking help me. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm over it. And then, what's it called? Bo hit me up and was like, yo, dude, like, I know that you're not doing the mag. Is there like any way? Like, I'm starting a company, and we're looking for an Instagram. We were gonna start one, but yours already has a great following, and it's all people
And
from
it was
Vegas.
natural
Yeah.
too.
So
Like,
he was like,
it was
can we
natural
just
following.
can we buy yours and then you know? So he bought it, and now it's Canna Hemp X.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you go to the bottom of their page, they still kept all the Las Vegas Game X stuff,
Yeah.
which is cool because I still see people reposting it. From, like,
I remember a
archives and
while ago,
stuff.
like I got like a notification, and it was that post where I was like falling doing that huge rail, and I messed up my hand. I remember like I was like, what the heck? Like, why did this? I was like trying to remember like where the post came from because it wasn't the LVSM one, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I always
And I
be
saw
looking
the
through people's
hashtags.
stories, and I'll see it like up there. It'll be like Canna Hemp X, and it'll be like an old
Yeah.
Las Vegas Game X post, and I'm like, that's sick. I am gonna get, just for the show that we have here, so when guests are on, I'm gonna get the episodes. Like, did you see the photo book I made
Yeah.
with my photos in, like the hardback? I'm gonna get both issues like on that, so we'll have them like up here, so when people
Dope.
come, they can like
Yeah.
actually look through like a original copy of it. So I thought that'd be sick.
Nice. That would be tight.
But I totally wanted to get those printed, man. And Dustin from Official Genius was like trying to help me, and this like weird weed cannabis magazine that's from Vegas, like Vegas Cannabis Magazine.
Yeah. It's
They,
actually
like,
really big now.
They like were gonna buy it. They
Yeah.
wanted to buy it.
Wow.
They literally like came to me like, hey, we want to buy it from you. You can still run it and do everything we like how it's formatted. We just want to buy it so we can print it. And I was like,
That's crazy.
nah, this is my shit. Fuck
That's
you.
great,
I was
yeah,
like, what the hell?
They get their I always get their magazines at my job. Like I have like
Yeah, they
5 or
wanted
6
to
of them
like
that I
print
took
it,
from
but
my job.
like the difference is like they didn't come to me like that. There was no conversation. It was just like it just didn't feel right. Like if
Yeah.
if we talked in person and they like they contacted me or something
They
like
just
that.
messaged you.
Yeah, I don't even know how it happened. I just know like I didn't meet anyone from there. I don't know anyone, so it was just like some random person just like,
That's
hey, dude,
crazy.
I'll buy Sean's band off him.
Yeah.
Hey, he said I'll buy it off you if you like really wanted to do something with it. Like I don't know if you do, but like if you're not really gonna, like this dude will buy it off you. And I was like, this whole conversation sounds sketchy. I'm fucking out.
Yeah. Right.
So I was like, I don't know what's happening. I don't want to do that. Like I'd rather do it and wait till it burns and crashes into the ground.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean,
but that was a fun time.
that was. I do remember all that. That was a good times. That was like. That was the Zoomies days. That was during all the Zoomies stuff.
Yeah.
I was hardcore working Zoomies.
Yeah, because I was working, and then on my break, I would like repost people's shit.
Yeah.
Or I'd have them already saved. I'd like look through like days ahead, and I just have like tons of videos saved on my phone.
Yeah.
And then I'll just repost them randomly throughout the day. Like, oh, gotta take a dump.
Yeah.
Sammy Baca, Crail Slide. Hashtag LBSM.
Time flies.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy how long ago that was too.
Yeah.
Like
It's been quite a while since all that happened.
2014 is
Some
when the
people don't
magazine
even. Some of you guys don't even know what that
It
was.
ended in
like,
14.
I think it ended in 2014.
That can't be 6 years ago,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. I seen.
That's crazy. It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not.
It was like
It's
yeah.
either
either
started.
15
I would say
the,
16.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it
Some
started in
16.
2014 and then ended in 2016.
Yeah, that makes
16,
more sense.
summer
Yeah.
16.
Yeah,
That's
But-
still a long time ago.
that
That
is
is
a long
a long
time.
time. 4
That's
years.
4 years ago.
I still have like 2 of the t-shirts.
I do.
No, I got a
Those-
shirt
fucking
too.
love those shirts.
I got mine, of course.
Yeah.
I
That's
still,
tight.
I still got my SRF shirt,
Sick.
I
and I got my drama hoodie from
one. I have one
8th grade.
SRF shirt.
Yeah.
Still, a
She has
purple
that.
one.
She has. Remember the purple one I had?
Yeah,
with
the
the
purple
spray
one.
I gave her
painted
that when we
step
first like
That's
started
funny.
dating.
dating,
Wow.
and she still has it.
Yeah.
I have John's in the closet right here, and I have Brandon's. Like John's was the SRF logo, and then
Yeah.
I had like Snoop Dogg off to the side of it.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't
then-
there one that churros? I remember the one you did for churro. It had like a big like fuzzy monster on the back.
Yeah, that was his black one because he had a couple.
yeah.
But Brandon's is in there. It's like white and then in red SRF signs.
Yeah. I
Like,
remember that.
angled
Yeah. It was
around.
like,
Yeah.
I still have that. I don't know where mine went. Mine was sick.
So when I met Brandon, he was shorter than I was.
yeah.
I know. Now he's dummy tall.
He's the tallest one of us all.
He was
Right?
little.
He's taller than Reggie.
I know. It's crazy, dude. What the hell happened?
Like hanging
What
out.
happened with me? Damn you, mom!
Yeah, dude,
Because my mom was tiny.
Dude, hanging out with Brandon last night, I was like standing next to him. Like this.
You went home and you were like,
Yeah, my
"Fucking dick hurts, dude."
Damn, bro.
Oh, that's funny. No, but then after like I did the mag, I was like, time to just kick it, really just skate and film and stuff. I was like taking more photos. Like that's when I was kind of like already checked out of working at Zoomies at that time. Like I was so stressed doing the
Mhm.
mag and selling that. I was like stressed and I'm at work and I was just like, I don't even want to work here. Like, what the fuck am I doing with myself?
Yeah.
And then like once I left there, I was like, all right, now it's time to like do something, and that's when I started focusing on taking photos and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's super fun. You gotta go to a lot of places. Go to
Started
LA.
filming like a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. And then,
Started filming,
yeah.
like actually started like filming and taking
because we
photos.
filmed a lot.
way
That was like
more.
when me and you were filming a lot. Because then we dropped. I had all that footage for like all that time.
Well, we did like
Because remember that one?
Well,
That was
even
like that
during that
random
time,
throwaway
fuck.
footage that I had. The what?
well, damn, I didn't even think about. We did Three Amigos.
Yeah, we did do Three
Yeah.
Amigos.
Well,
Yeah, that was probably during Three Amigos because
Yeah,
we were Three Amigos was like
that was
like
way before.
that was
that.
before Las
Forgot
Vegas
about
Skate
it.
Mag. Yeah,
Yeah,
because that
That
was
was like,
right
what,
after.
2011
Yeah,
that
or
was
something?
that was. It was
2011.
right before the magazine because then right when like
that when
High
it was
Rollin' started
Rollin'.
disappearing
Right
and
there,
stuff
guys.
like that.
Right there.
Yeah, when High Rollin' started going away, that's when like I was like, all right, I'm gonna. That was kind of like halfway through high rolling is when like I started filming and then
Started-
transitioning
yeah.
more into just that versus skating.
Yeah. Because like
And-
you, like me and you both knew that like High Rollin' was kind of like not really going anywhere, just like not based on like the brand, but like
It felt
dude,
like it though. Like when I would talk to Chris all the time, like he had so much idea and stuff like that. And it's sad that it fell apart like that. But it was dope, just like me, you, and Reggie
yeah,
on the
it was like the
team.
three of us. I was like, this is perfect, bro. Like I really saw something too. I was like, this could really like take off if we just,
Yeah.
like, if everybody was like on board, and I felt like not everybody was. We were just having fun
We were
at the
trying.
same time. Like, we were just
The
having
video
fun.
came out really cool.
Hell yeah, it was
You
fun.
know, your
Three
part's
Amigos
really
was
good.
cool. Yeah. It was so funny too because I'm always very like particular with like my songs. Like I always like I love music so much that I'm like I want this song, and like it never works out for me when songs I want to use. And then you guys just like picked a song,
Dude,
And it
that
was
song
like-
went so
and
good
I was
for
like,
your
wow,
part.
I don't even know what song this is.
I don't know
love
either.
it,
I was
dude.
like listening because like I'll always like this is how I get all my music is I'll just like pick like a
It was like you
random
and Bernard,
station.
right?
I found that. No, I don't even think I was hanging out with Bernard at that time.
No.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah.
us because Bernard didn't like High Rollins logos.
Yeah.
He was like has a lot of potential, but not like that.
It
we, like,
very,
kinda
it
skated
was
with
very
him.
like generic Vegas.
Yeah, it was like we kind of hung out with him,
Yeah.
but he was just like come and then film, and then he'd go, and that's when he was filming like starting take two and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
he
It
was
was
doing
at
all
that
that
time, you
stuff.
know.
Okay, yeah.
So, but man, that was a good video too. That was fun. I forgot about that. I have that video.
Yeah, that video's good.
That's on
I
YouTube
miss that
too.
school, dude. Because like every time I think of that, my part,
Oh,
and I
you only think
that
of those legends.
is those ledges at that school and the song starting, and I'm like, it sounds so perfect to me. And I'm like, wow, good job, guys. Like I was when I heard you pick the song for me, I was like, fuck, dude. I was so nervous. I was like,
Well,
I
it's
hope
'cause
I like
so
it. Like
you-
I
the
hope I'm
song
down
you
with
picked
it.
was like
It did not go.
it was
with
like
it.
a Logic song
Yeah,
before
what's the
Logic
fucking
was
Logic?
any like no one even knew. This is
No
like a
one even knew who
Logic
Logic was.
mixtape back in the day, and it's literally just him like freestyling like
Dude,
hella
it was
fast, and that's
crazy.
what he wanted. And I like put it to a
It's a dope
song.
ass song too.
It's a dope song, but I put it to it, and I was like,
It does not go with my style.
I was like,
Already,
this
man.
don't go with anything. It's just someone freestyling. It's like,
It was what I liked
It
at
was
the
tight,
time,
though.
and I was
Yeah.
like, I really wanted to like
yeah,
use that song, but it just didn't work like every other song I want to use. But you guys picked the perfect song, and I was like,
I would love to skate to a Children of Bodom or like a Black Sabbath
Yeah,
song,
right.
you know, but I can't skate rails that big, like, so
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
gonna do it.
right, low key, it'd be like that sometimes.
You know what I mean? My style just ain't for the style of music. I listen
Just
to.
find a song that fits your style, guys. Don't try to pick songs that like, you really like a lot. Just
I
let it
hope
be.
because now, like,
Let it
now that I'm
naturally
working
happen.
on
It's like
lights, now that I'm working on lights, and this, I feel like this video is gonna be like so dope because
Well, you gotten a lot better since like even just the last like year of filming with like when you started filming with like Joey a lot. Like when you initially started filming with him, like you were like always filming with him, and then you started filming the like with more people after that point, and then like
well, because now that I just film all the time,
you just get hella good at it, and now you're like
yeah, I know, yeah, I'm more familiar, but I don't know, dude. I'm so hyped on this video because like
you know,
PJ, Laird,
yeah, you got a
and
lot of good
Joey
people in it.
have been like really trying like Joey killed it today. Like
yeah. Oh, dude,
holy
Joey
God.
never disappoints. Like
You
he's,
know,
he's so
like,
humble
Shout out
too.
to
Like
Joey.
dude, shout out
he
to
got
Joey.
so many
Love you,
tricks
man.
today, like it's insane.
Dude, for real.
And
Like
just one day.
he's always so like
And
humble
Laird,
about
Laird
it, like,
got a
he-
run,
like,
and
he-
Laird's usually the MVP. Like
yeah.
when we go out, like Laird's like usually like
I saw
everyone gets
something you
one trick,
posted
and
later
Laird always gets like
recently,
9.
and I was like, damn, like
Laird's
Laird
chill,
filmed his whole
killing
part,
it.
I think, in a month.
Yeah, Laird's
Now he's just like
gnarly,
he just
dude.
consistently replaces tricks as he progresses. He's
Dude,
growing
yeah.
so fast. But PJ's the
Dude, I
same
love
way.
PJ,
Like
man.
Yeah.
he
He's
skates
so
so many,
yeah.
so much different stuff. So his style is so sick.
Yeah, dude,
But this
PJ
video is gonna be really dope because it's. I don't know. I feel like I'm actually focusing on this versus like other videos like Get a Fabulous. Like that was when I would like Get a Fabulous into Hands Free
Yeah.
is when I was like progressing as a skateboarder and trying to go places.
Yeah.
And then, you know, once like I kind of got to high rolling and it was like, fuck, I have to do this. You making me do this. I was like, I just want to fucking skateboard and you give me free shit. Like
Yeah,
that's what I want to fucking do. And then when I found out like, damn, that's not how the industry works, I was like, well, fuck that. Like
Yeah,
I ain't trying to
fuck it.
do all that, you know, but I'll
That's
help like if you want to do that, like, let's go out and film, you know. And like, I do like filming. I would say that I fucking hate it, but like, I do like it. I prefer
That's
taking
my
photos
fault.
because it's funnier.
That's my fault.
What?
I make you take forever. I mean, I take forever landing tricks. So that's why you hate. That's
No,
why you
I
say you
probably
hate
would still be a
filming, because
skateboarder if Kendall could film.
you
You know, because I watch my
Dude,
three
I
amigos
tried,
part
bro.
and go, "Where the fuck are my feet, Kendall?
Where's
I
my
cut off
head?
at my
Where's my
knees, bro."
Can't you just get both in picture?
I did kick from nose manuals 3 shove on Yono V manual pad, and this fool cut off
Your shins.
my shins down. I was like,
But
bruh.
you.
It's alright though. It was in the past. We don't have to talk about it no more.
No,
I don't hurt your
it's
feelings.
funny because it's like I'm always on and off with like certain filmings. Like sometimes I'll film like hella good, and sometimes I'll like when it matters, it's not good at all. And I'm just like, fuck, dude, every time, man.
You film
Yeah.
all the
Sometimes-
tries perfect,
And then,
and
when
then the make is like Kendall's like filming a bird.
just
like-
fucking up, dude. That's why
So
like
beautiful.
I like taking photos, like genuinely just like taking photos.
Because I literally
in
am
general.
like, I feel like when I skate and I see, this is what's bad now. Now that I film so much, I don't trust anybody like filming.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like about
Oh
to,
no, I know.
I'm
Trust
about to do
me.
a trick. So it's like, say I'm about to nollie flip. I'll like look back at the camera and I'm like, all right, my nigga's still there. We got this. And then I'll look back and I'm like, where's my filmer? Oh my God, where's my filmer? Should I even try this? And I like look and I'm like, oh, they're just way back there. All right, I guess I'm gonna try it. So like the whole thing, I'm just stressed out because I'm like, how are they filming? How's it gonna look? What's going on? And I'm like, I just want to do the trick. I want to focus on the trick.
Yeah.
I like when you have me do it though, because then he like literally will be like, all right, you need to stand right here. You need to hold it like this. Don't move
He's
your
all getting-
hands.
he's
Don't
getting all
move.
technical.
And you're just gonna hit it when I say go. And that's all I have to
Oh,
do.
because most people. All right, so this is bad.
just goes.
I was like just gonna bring my tripod out, and then when I want a trick, I was gonna be like set it all up and be like, you just hit play. But PJ is actually like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. You got an idea of what to do here. Nice. He ain't really good at filming runs, which sucks because like that's like 99% of my skating is like a crazy flat ground trick and then a shitty ledge trick that I don't really slide for. You know, so I'm like, that's like I like to win you over by the flat ground trick. You know, I'm not that great.
I get it.
It's an illusion that I'm good,
Yeah, I just.
but PJ is actually getting good. So it's
Dude,
like,
PJ's getting so good.
but it's cool because now like that he's like kind of filming and he's taking photos. As I'm getting more photos that are like us kicking it, and those are the photos I like. Like when I go out with Cake It,
Yeah.
love going out with those dudes because like one, I've known them my whole life pretty much. I've watched them grow up and stuff, but I don't have to take photos of the skateboarding. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I like taking photos of skateboarding, but like that's their video. They have Saeed and Nelson taking photos, and they're two amazing
Dude,
photographers.
amazing. So
You know what I
amazing.
mean? So it's like, dude, there's a photo I think Saeed took
Someone
of the Matt Ball.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
the one right there.
on the bottom,
This one.
over one.
That one.
Yeah,
Oh, the nose grind. or
yeah,
crook
but
grind?
it's like there's, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're just like good photographers, so it's
Really
not
are,
like
really
you don't
are.
have to be there like taking photos. But I could just cruise around and take photos while the homies like
Yeah.
laughing and kicking it and like drinking beers and stuff. And that's like the photos I like. Is just like
the one Reggie and Joey.
yeah, like
like the
everyone
slide.
just like laughing
Yeah,
and like
that was
flexing,
funny.
like drinking beers and
That
stuff.
was a good one.
Like those are the dope photos because it's like people don't see that stuff when everyone's at the spot. Unless you're at the spot
Yeah.
with everyone, you're not experiencing like just the environment.
Yeah.
And that's like the photos that I like to take when we're out skating. You know, the skate photos are cool, but like
Just photos in general.
yeah, it's just fun. So that's
Yeah.
like why I started taking more photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of like, I don't know, I hang out with Sean more now with Stereo Assault and stuff like that. I try not to miss any shows
Yeah.
so that I could take photos of you guys,
And you take some brilliant photos of us too.
you know? So that's
Mhm.
always fun. Concert photography is super fun
Yeah.
Mhm.
because it's like crazy lights all over. So it's like, fuck, you're either going to use flash or you're going to try to catch this light beam. You spend the whole show just trying to take one photo,
Yeah.
you know?
You know, where you're always like taking the photo and turning it.
Those
you
are
know?
sick. Those
Yeah.
ones, I started doing that.
At the Gins Club. I think that was like the first time I seen you do that was at Gins Club.
Oh, no, like the light blending. I've
Yeah.
always done that for Stereo Assault because I wanted
Well,
their,
you did.
but I wanted their band to have like a, when I'm on the Instagram, so you flipping through the photos and it kind of has like a similar
Like
a theme. Like I don't know, it's like it's like rock, like the lights are moving and there's like 3 Sean's like fucking
it's
Yeah.
fast.
you know what
it's
I mean?
fast.
So it looks like
Gotta be
it has
fast.
like it has like a style in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the first shots I remember of you starting to do that was probably just a dive bar.
Yeah,
It was one of
probably
the
that's
first
what.
times.
Yeah,
I
the
think that's
dark
what I meant.
places.
Yeah.
Because we used to do it all the time at my house. Like if I
Yeah.
look back on house
Sparklers.
photos,
Mhm.
like house
when
parties
we
with
used to
us
play
with
in
Fourth
the
of Ju-
kitchen.
yeah,
there's
Fourth
like
of
lights
July.
of like people moving 4th of
Yeah.
July. Like I always took like those slow ones, but that's when I started doing it for like band photography. And then like if I take skate photos, like I was trying to do one with Lair doing front feeble on the rail, and I was spinning it, and there's like 2 of him like doing front feebles.
Nice.
So like, but good times.
Yeah, man.
When Stereo starts next show?
Let's bring it to you now, Sean.
Where's the next
Let's
show
get a little
at?
background about you.
I
Introduction.
heard a
Uh,
Sheba Hut thing.
Stereo.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, there's a few things in the works. The good people at Double Down are always nice enough to give us a spot. Pretty much anytime I'll email them.
The first time I went there, you guys played there. I didn't fuck with that place at all. I
we
was
love
like,
we love.
no, but
them.
here's the thing. But then the last time I went there, I was like, oh shit, this place is tight. Sounds pretty good in here. I was
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
for sure.
I've been
But
to
I just
almost
remember the
every
first time I
Double
was
Down
here, I
show
was
you did.
like, man,
I love the Double
fuck this
Down.
place. But now it's sick.
I've always loved the Double Down, just because of like that bar. I don't know what it is. I cannot give you like a reason why I love Double Down, but I love that place so much. Every time they do a show there, I'm like, I have to be there. I don't like when you guys are at the dive, but I love.
I love the dive bar.
I'm not a big fan of the dive.
What?
I don't know why.
Why?
I just like.
We get more love with the Double Down. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
That's
there's
'cause
more
you're there all the
people
time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the
passing
people,
by or
the
just, like,
energy
coming
there
and
is
being in there
so
all the time.
awesome. Like, it's
I
just
like the
nice
dive.
at the Double Down.
But I know people there. I don't know if anyone Double Down. And you can
When's your
skate
next
at the dive.
Next show is at the Double Down, and it's March 20th.
March 20th.
Yeah,
We
we
won't be making that one. Sorry, sir.
we got.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll film
I'll be
it for
there.
you guys.
I'll be there. There'll be 2 days.
But
I'm like, we made it.
Fucking headphones and shit.
yeah, fucking
I'll
Phoenix,
FaceTime you guys.
fucking Phoenix band hit us up, and they're like, "Hey, we're playing a show here," and they told us that we should hit you up if you guys want to play. And we're like, "Yes."
Phoenix band
We're
at Double Down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you told me
Nice.
that the other day. That's right.
But so yeah, it should be a cool thing. We're actually working on some new songs right now. We got like 3 new songs in the work.
Nice.
We're
Are they
gonna
happy songs, sad songs, angry songs,
They're
punk
songs that
songs,
make you
alternative rock songs? What kind of
There's-
songs?
What's the
alternative
name?
rock.
Songs.
It's a mixture of all 3. All
Techno?
50. Oh yeah, everything.
The
Disco.
genre is stereo assault. So
It's
It's,
just it's
their,
everything.
their genre.
It's like
their
techno.
genre
It's
is-
techno rock, and then he's singing country.
No, it's
And then
stereo
there's just
assault is
heavy
the band.
metal, Reggie
Death
in the
metal.
back.
No, you guys got it all wrong. It's stereo assault is the band. The genre is stereo assault.
I'm gonna fight this fool.
But yeah, coming into me. My name's Sean. You may know me as Naze.
I knew it was coming. I was like, no, fucking do it.
But
Imagination.
imagination.
Yeah, you keep
Yeah.
saying nays, but like out of everyone who's gonna watch this,
They're just gonna know.
there's only like
Imagination.
2.5 people that still have Facebook,
That's true.
and there's
But
So
doesn't-
this is
isn't that-
imagination.
But isn't that on your Instagram name too? Like under
Yeah.
your handle, it says your name, but you put nays there too.
I might have.
I think you
might
did.
have done
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I thought I was clever with imagination.
I
yeah.
like that one.
that is clever.
That reminds me of
Yeah.
my chicken quesadilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. A good
That's my Snapchat.
You know what? It was funny too. What I was also thinking about the other day was Russell Malaxer.
Dude, a photo popped up, and it was that Instagram on my thing. It was like
That was one of my
archived, and it was
faves.
one of those, and I literally had me dying, and I was gonna send it to you, and I totally forgot. That was a great Instagram.
Russell
That
Malaxer.
was a good
No.
one. Some good shit.
I love your Instagram Kindle Mix Swag was a joke. I just hashtagged Kindle Mix Swag.
Chicken Casey.
And he was
Jello.
like, "I'll
There
never
you
have
go.
an Instagram again." There's
Yeah, I
no
was like, I
point.
deleted
So I
it.
literally just put like Kendall McSwag
The
and I hashtagged it.
for like a
And
year.
then
and a
I
half,
remember,
2
yeah.
Out of
years,
nowhere,
bro.
he just was like, "I made an Instagram." Kendall McSwag.
It was like, I sat
was
there-
like, "Yes."
I remember when I made a new Instagram, I was sitting there like trying to think of a name because for the whole time I was like trying to just like, what am I gonna make my Instagram name? Like I just didn't want to keep changing it because I changed it and I had Russell Malaxian when I deleted it. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Then
change my Instagram name all the time.
I sat there for I know you do. I sat there for a good like 20 minutes trying to figure something out, and then I just remember like Kendall McSwag, and I was just like, I'm just gonna make it that. That's gonna be my name. Just Kendall McSwag. It's the hashtag. Keep the
Worked out,
hashtag
though.
alive.
I can't remember what my Instagram was before High Roll.
I think I used the hashtag Kendall McSwag too for like a good year after I made that Instagram. Like I would make a post, and then like there'd be Kendall McSwag hashtag in it.
Isn't that what's your fucking Xbox handle?
My Xbox handle is PureRossDecay.
That's right.
And that was because the Christmas I got my Xbox 360, I got like Xbox Live, and my brother gave me a bunch of incense and shit because I was in my hardcore like Rasta stoner phase.
Yeah, I'm gonna have dreads one day. He grew his hair
I had
out,
that-
and then
that
like
was-
showed up with short hair once, and I was like,
You didn't get no fucking
I was
dreads.
like, where the dreads?
That was my brother. He did the dreads. But I had some incense and it was pure Rasta, and I was like, I'm pure Rasta K. So I was like, dude, that's my Instagram
That's
name.
right. I remember that.
So yeah, you know,
Good shit.
pure Rasta K still lives. So if you guys play Apex, hit your boy up. That's my Xbox Live gamer tag, pure Rasta K. There's also an Instagram for it. Can check that out.
No,
See some dope ass clips that I sometimes get.
they're all just Kendall just dying. Every one of
No, I don't post that.
them.
There's too much
I
to
died
go
again.
through. There's too much death to go through. I get kills randomly, and I'm like, oh, that was dope. I'm gonna record that. I'll just record it.
How'd you? Well, your first band was into Windows.
Yeah, first band was Innuendos. That for those of you who don't know, we all kind of grew up in the same vicinity.
I lived the farthest.
You
Mhm.
did, but I mean, you were only like a mile down the street.
Yeah.
Me
you were
and
off
you
the Rainbow.
lived like right next to each other for the longest, and Reggie moved in that neighborhood shortly after.
Well, it was me and Sergio lived literally like 3 houses
oh yeah,
down.
Sergio lived like
And
4
then
houses down,
Reggie, had
Dude.
moved in to Souvenir. So it was me
Yeah,
and Sergio.
did you know Reggie before he lived there?
No.
Yeah. No, that
So
was Brandon's
Reggie-
old house. Brandon
Reg-
Lee.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Brandon,
yeah, Brandon
house.
Lee used to
Yeah,
live there.
Brandon Lee's old
What's it
house.
called? When I moved into my house, after I met Reggie was like, I used to live right there. He lived like where I lived when I grew up with you guys.
Yeah.
He lived across the street.
Yeah, and he
Oh,
told me
that's
that
funny.
too.
And I was like, what the hell? I was like,
Because the first time I ever saw Reggie is I was skating at fucking Helen Judd Strip with
Mhm.
Sergio, and he was just, and I think you were there, and
Yeah.
Justin was there
And
too.
Shane was there because I remember Shane was like, "Yo, you just moved here?" And Reggie was like, "Yeah, I live right over there." He's like, "What house you live in?"
No, I was the first person that went up to them. He was skating down the street, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go talk to that guy." And I was
Well, I
like,
remember
"Hey, what's
Shane
your
had-
name, buddy?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm Reggie."
Hmm.
And the one thing I remember about Reggie was he fucking had heel flips when everybody
Dude,
was
he's
doing
always-
kick flips, and fucking
Reggie was a heel flipper.
Reggie had heel flips down, and we were all like, "Whoa, dude, you can do fucking heel flips? That's sick!"
Like, dude,
And
suck at heel flips.
we used to skate at the
Still
school.
do.
Hell
We all
yeah.
used to go to All Downhill to get fucking shoes and boards and shit when that was there. That's where the first skate video I ever remember watching was Sorry and Really Sorry.
Yeah, we
because
all went there. We all went
Sergio's
there to buy it.
dad took
Drove
us
us.
all in his
We all
car
pitched in
up to
for
All
it.
Downhill, yeah, and we fucking bought the double thing
I
of
was gonna
it.
say it had to have been the double.
It was the double thing. We sat down in front of his fucking computer
Damn,
and
that's just-
watched both of those
Yeah.
videos.
that low key
back to
makes me
back.
feel dummy old, and we're like the same age.
Yeah.
Or like I've just been skating forever because like I remember watching Dying to Live.
Oh yeah, I seen that. My brothers had
Fucking
that.
And I
Reggie had that on
no.
VHS,
And
bro.
I remember
Yeah.
no, that's where I'm going with this. That's where it's going.
Yeah.
Is that I remember buying that from Subskates on VHS. Very excited to watch this.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Like I have Sorry right there on
And I think-
VHS.
The first skate video I ever bought was This Is Skateboarding,
Yeah.
the American video.
Good one, though.
And
Speak of
Mine
that-
was yeah.
Speak
right.
of that, did you see the new America Green?
Oh no, I
No.
haven't seen much from it.
What?
I've seen some like photos.
What? It is so good.
Yeah.
It
see
is so
It's,
good.
it came out already?
Yeah, it's
already
on
out?
Thrasher right now.
What? Look at me.
It's so great. But
Yeah, man.
That's
EDS
crazy.
popped up. It was
It was that's life. Sorry.
Well,
really sorry.
and okay, but you're also forgetting the industrial video.
Oh yeah,
Everyday
everyday
Struggle.
struggle. That's where Everyday Skaters came
Which
from.
was also on VHS.
Everyday Struggle. We watched that video, and then the next day, Sergio was like, "Guys, I got our skate crew name, Everyday Skaters." And I never heard Reggie say "gay" that long in my entire life. Like he said it for like 30 seconds. Was just like, "Yeah," and just like looked at me. I started laughing so hard, dude. It was like the funniest thing ever. Like, dude, that was like ridiculous. And I remember being like, dude, that's the we just watched that video yesterday, Sergio. And he's like, yeah, so? And I was like, all right, I guess it's all right. I mean,
Now it's
like, I was
tattooed
like,
on all of us.
as long as you admit it, you know, like, it really turned into like,
well, you know, the real thing is nobody could think of anything better. So.
no, yeah, because it was like everything was like something crew. Like the main reason we made EDS was because of West Side Crew. That was literally why, like, because Shane and then made WSK
and DBK,
and then DBK, and then there was AWK, and I was like, everything's just like a crew.
Everybody has crew,
like crew, like. But I was like, we're like skaters, like we gotta have like a skate crew, like we gotta people when hear when they
like
hear
to
our
get
name,
drunk.
they gotta know we're skaters.
Other people up.
And then Sergio said it, and I was like, well, I mean, that's what it is. Like we literally wake up, meet up, and go skate. Like that's literally all we did. Like go to school, meet up at Sergio's, go skate. Go home, wake up, go to school, meet at Sergio's, go skate. Yeah, wait, this dude would never be up. He'd be the last one.
I remember even when I would go hang out with you guys, I remember like going and picking up Reggie. And dude, that shit was fucking annoying. Like, how the hell does mom get into his house? Like, you always had to jump the fence to get into his house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't picture his mom jumping the fence. Like,
she had the key.
Yeah,
dude, it was always locked, dude.
Locked it.
But Reggie like never had a key. Always had to jump. I used to hate going over there. I'd be like, dude, I'm not jumping 2 fences to get into your house. Like, so annoying. I'm tired of this every day. But I remember we go to Reggie's and then fucking go to Sean's, and then Reggie would be like,
throwing rocks
at the window, and I'd be like, and he'd be like, these ones aren't big enough, and he'd be like, dude, he'd be throwing big rocks too sometimes, like,
oh, bro,
and he'd be throwing big ones, and I'm like, dude,
and
what if it breaks?
You know they were big. You know they were too big when Phil would come out and yell and tell you to stop. And be like, can you wake up Sean, please?
And then your fucking friends are outside. Wake up! I'm like, what?
It's so funny though, because when we were little, I was fucking terrified of your dad.
Everybody was.
I was scared.
Dude, nobody was here.
He was so dude. He was so serious,
bro.
Now it's like the opposite. Now it's like you're a full grown man. Have a drink of beer. But when we were little, I was like, oh shit! Like he came out once, like when we were throwing rocks, and I was like, oh fuck! I just like crossed the street, I just ditched Reggie.
Nobody's
you're on your own.
Nobody's had the biggest amount of fear to love ratio with Phil than I have. And I was so scared of Phil, and then now it's like he's my dad. Like, dude, like.
And I think out of all the friends that I have, he has the biggest love-hate relationship with you.
Yeah, like he's
just annoy the fuck.
And I used to
annoy the fuck out of everybody.
No, when
I look at old footage of Kendall, I still question how the fuck you made it to this couch.
You evolved.
We're
real proud of
you. Sometimes I question how many fights I have not gotten in my life. Like I've gotten in very, very few fights in my entire life. And I should have several press.
First night I like met Kendall was the night at Desert Breeze. Or at the
probably the night when you told me cigarettes make you warm.
The fucking
I didn't say that. I was lying. I'm sorry. We were freezing.
Extreme thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was the first time.
When I got arrested.
Oh shit! That was the first time you met Kendall.
Yep.
What?
Must have been like right before, like
it was like
you're like hanging out, and then
where's
that?
I remember when you got
arrested
and somebody told me that you got arrested,
and I was no one seen you.
What did you get arrested for?
So I throw a water bottle, and it's like the cops are over there, and I'm just like, and the bottle just went, and I'm just like, oh, whatever, and I'm like laughing, and the next thing I know, there's just this. Like I've never seen a cop look that angry in my entire life, bro. Like this cop looked like I just shot another cop. He was like, and grabbed me so hard, bro. I had whiplash in my neck from how hard this fool grabbed me. I was like 12 years old, like 14 years old,
I know.
dude.
When I heard you got
little.
arrested, I was like, what the fuck did he do?
Like, hey, like
it's
what could
kinda
that kid do to get arrested? And
What do you mean?
Dude.
I knew. Kendall's that dude that like anything. There could be a billion people doing something.
And as soon as I do it, I'm public enemy number one. Hang that fool. Like, dude.
Because, well, I'll back up for 1 second.
I have horrible timing. That's what it is.
All right, we'll back up for 1 second. There was hundreds of people throwing shit at this cop.
Yeah.
At these cops. They were tasing
Dude.
some kid. So there's
Somebody-
hundreds. It's like raining down shit on
Somebody
these.
who
and
shall
then-
be named
And then
nameless.
literally like just out of nowhere he throws it and that's what happened. It's already happening. Like I heard stories from people that were like spitting on the cops and stuff like that.
Bro,
They're like tasing some
he
kid for no reason.
who shall be nameless hit that cop in the head with a metal pipe.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. But not.
But dude,
That's why. It wasn't just Kendall threw it at the cop and
it
then
was
got
just the
tackled.
worst.
There was a
timing,
million.
yeah. It was a horrible timing, and it was like I was the one that was like, I've had enough. I was the hair that broke the camel's back, and this cop was like, boom! I saw it. You're going fucking down, kid. And I was, dude, it was funny though because he arrests me, like grabs me, and like I'm flinging around, my beanie falls off, and I'm like on the ground, and like first thought I was like, I'm screwed. My parents are gonna kill me. Like I was already like, my parents are gonna kill me. I got a pipe in my pocket. They're gonna find it. I'm dead. Like I just bought a pipe at the show, and I'm like, he's like cuffing me, and I'm like so shifted over. I don't know how I was like able to like reach in my pocket and pull that pipe out and like tossed it. And Bernard was like following us, and I watched him like ninja swiftly like walk in, grab it, and like disappear into the crowd. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just like getting arrested, like. Dude, I was like, that just makes this whole situation like that much better because I was like, I already know what outside the house is going down, like, but inside the household, like, if I can make that situation any better than it's about to be, like, that's gonna be the best situation for me, bro. Because
No, dude, I
my
don't know
mom
if you know
finding a
this
pipe.
story, but we're fucking chilling at a bus stop. I think we're going towards Breeze.
Yeah,
We're like on Sahara
it
and
was Rainbow. Sahara Rainbow, that
and there's
dealership
like the
right
dealership right there.
there.
And we're like just sitting there waiting for the bus, dude. The bus never came. It was like felt like we were waiting there for hours.
2 hours at least.
and we're like sitting, and you know, like the lights that like shine to light up a car.
Yeah, it's
We're
a
like
little
sitting on
concrete
the
pad
sidewalk,
lights.
and it goes up and then straight, and the lights are at the back. So we're sitting way over here, and we're like throwing rocks, trying to hit and just hit the lights.
Yeah.
Not even really break the lights, just hit the lights.
Step.
And then I'm like, boom, and it shatters. One shatters, and then Brandon goes, boom, and it shatters, and we're all like so hyped, and we're like, yeah, they broke, blah, 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 blah. And then Kendall's like, yeah. Bink, hits the top of it, bounces off. Whoop!
I was like,
right there, dude, right there.
He was like on a bike, like looking at me.
I was like,
come here.
oh my god, dude! Like,
it was so funny because that conversation, like before, I remember I was like, should I run? Should I run?
Yeah,
Should I
yeah.
run? Should I run? I was like, I was scared, and then he was like, get over here, and I walked over there, all like walk of shame, and I was like, sorry, and he was like, what are you doing? I don't know, waiting for the bus, and he was all like, why are you just breaking shit like that? And I was just like, I don't know. I felt like I didn't know what to say to this guy. He was just like, don't do that shit, kid. And I was like, all right, sorry, officer. And he just like drove off on his bike, and I was just like,
But that same shit happened to Brandon once at this Gap. It was like Matt Essarelli, JD, Churro, and me. Stupid. It was like us, and we're all hanging out, and we're throwing like, they just built this building that has like these hanging light bulbs, and we're like breaking the light bulbs, and then Brandon comes up, literally he's like skating so far away,
yeah.
and we're done, and then he walks up and throws a rock, and it breaks, and then a cop pulls in right there. Brian has like the glasses falling, and the guy literally like arrests Brandon.
Yeah,
All of us were fine.
After, I think that was because that was after I got arrested. Or no, that was before I got arrested when I broke that light in the cop, or I tried to break that light and the cop caught me. That was before all that. I think
Yeah.
after
you
the
were
extreme
terrified.
thing, because I was so grounded. I was literally grounded the rest of the summer. After
She
that.
said I didn't see Kendall for 3 months after that.
That's what that's
I
why.
met you for like a millisecond.
Yeah, and then never saw me again. And it
Never
was like
saw you
you
again.
were like, is that even your friend, Chris? Or did you just barely know that kid? Because,
No, but Kendall would always. Kendall got in trouble.
I always got in trouble. Like I was just like I was
Dude,
an
he'd be gone
idiot.
for a whole summer. It'd be like, that's why Kendall's Ghetto Fabulous part was filmed in one day, because it wasn't sure that like
I was gonna.
if we were gonna see Kendall again. It was
Yeah,
like,
it was like
Kendall's gonna go home and
It was to the point
he's
where
gonna fucking walk by a mirror and decide it doesn't need to be there anymore, and then like
Yeah.
get grounded for a month.
yeah, it was to the point where like all my friends were telling me to stop getting in trouble so
Dude.
we could skate together. It was
All
so
the
bad.
time, like it wasn't even like, "Hey Kendall, can you skate?" It was like, "Hey Kendall,
But you know-
in trouble?"
Yeah, right. But you know what it was though? It was just my mom being like so overprotective that it was like anything would set her off and make her ground me for no reason, and I was just like. But then it was like 50% of me
Yeah,
just doing stupid shit.
I always thought that like, but then when I think back on it, is like
I was doing a lot of stupid shit.
you're like 12 years old, smoking hella weed, fucking skating around the streets by yourself and breaking light bulbs.
Yeah, getting in
Literally to
trouble.
that sentence of one story.
Yeah.
That was a whole story summed up into one sentence. You deserve to be grounded.
But hey, man, if I wasn't
And
grounded
he
all the time,
was.
if I wasn't grounded all the time, I would have never found my profound love for video games. And that's great because I do love video games,
He
like
does.
with a passion. Like music, video games, and skateboarding are my life.
Damn, skateboarding
And-
is third. That's crazy.
And well, skateboarding's obviously first love,
Oh no,
but
I hear
like,
it.
oh,
You already
don't
said
fucking
it.
say that shit to me,
You already said it.
dude.
You
Skateboarding
got that giving tree. You might want to turn that into a music note.
or a game controller.
Just like a Nintendo controller. Like, how the fuck? A tree.
That's weird. No, but that was
But
good
fuck.
stuff, man.
What were you talking
Grounding.
about, Sean?
Sean.
Yeah, this guy.
Dude, you remember Battle of the Bands?
Yeah. Fucking
Oh,
sick.
dude,
You know, I still have the ticket.
we were talking
Dude.
about that last
Yeah,
night.
we have like a book of like all the things like
That
I
was
don't know,
probably
like
one
concert
of the
tickets.
biggest
Yeah.
shows or biggest crowds I've ever played in front of.
Wow.
We're still working it up, but no, I mean, yeah,
That's
Battle of
cheating.
Bands
It's
was
a whole
sick.
school,
Yeah,
alright?
yeah,
Yeah.
they were there. That was rigged.
Half
by
those
the way,
people
but-
weren't even there. I want to
Yeah,
say half of
what?
those people
Who-
weren't even there.
It was
And
You got
it was my
third.
first band, the Innuendos, and that
that was with Lexi and Sergio, right?
Lexi and Sergio, and
Reggie, of
Reggie,
course.
of course.
You got
Yeah.
third. Ben's band got second, and then some weird band who dressed up like a crowd.
No, Ben's band got first.
Yeah, Ben's band got
the
first.
weird band got second because like.
Yeah, the weird
I
dudes that were
didn't-
playing that
I
weird
had
shit.
no
Yeah.
illusions of getting first place, but I was like, we probably got second because
That other band was
We
so
actually
Well,
weird.
played
Ben's
good,
band was
like,
hella good.
Dude, yeah,
Ben-
It was-
Ben is
an
it
amazing
was-
drummer.
Yeah, it
He's
was
so
like, oh
good.
shit, like
Yeah, like.
But I mean, the first people that went on, it was just two dudes and they were acoustic, and then
they were good.
and then
but they
we
weren't,
went
like,
on, and
great.
then the other band they played
That was
one
so
song
fake.
in like 15 different styles, and it was just like, well, what if we play it like reggae style? And they started kind of, what if we play it like death metal?
Yeah,
And,
that's
you know,
right. They did do
Yeah.
that.
And so it's like they
I
weren't
remember
really
they
all
played
together.
like some crab song. I remember there was a crab, and I was like,
Everybody had
Yeah.
matching towels. That
I
was
was just, no, like
No.
one of them was like dressed like
Oh.
a crab,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, when they walked out, I was like, what the fuck?
And
That was the first show I've.
the funny thing about that too
backstage.
is like when I was in, because I had a class with one of the dudes that won second place, and so like the next day they're like, "Oh man, yeah, you guys totally should have won second place, man." And I was like, "Yeah,
Fuck you!
We
you
know.
guys weren't that good." I mean, the Innuendos was the first iteration of things. Killjoy, I know. We still Stereo Assault still plays no matter what you say.
You don't play Killjoy.
We don't.
You should.
We should.
That was
should.
disrespect.
That's always been one of my favorites.
Killjoy, No Matter, and Late Night at Annie's were probably
Mm.
like the three best songs.
That was
I
a
feel
good
like
one.
Innuendos
Look,
have.
you should do that one again.
Yeah.
You should do all three of those. You should
I
just
mean-
bring back all those songs because ain't nobody.
Yeah, they don't know. And we have an Innuendos demo that I still have the original.
I have it too.
The CD.
I think I still have
I
it
don't
too.
have
Yeah.
it.
But I mean, we had some cool stuff on there. The cool thing about making that though is we had looked up recording studios in the area, and like the cheapest one, it was like $30 an hour or something like that, and it was literally a house that it looked like somebody got kicked out of, and these people just kind of took it over and were like, "Yeah, it's a recording studio."
Yeah, so they're like all messed out. Like,
So we went in and we recorded 9 songs in like 4 hours, and so we laid all the tracks down first, And I remember Reggie was in his own room, I was in my own room, and then Sergio and Lexi were kind of in the control area putting their stuff down. And like once they were done recording, they're like, all right, we got to dip. We got this thing we got to go to. So like me and Reggie ended up staying probably at least like 2 hours afterwards, just like chilling on this guy's couch, like fucking looking at the ceiling because his fucking Pro Tools kept crashing. Oh, sorry, man. It's just going to take a second for my shit to reboot. And then I'll get them. And we're just like, okay, cool. We just want to get the shit and go, you know, like, but it was cool. And the Battle of the Bands was sick. It was really cool to play in front of all those people. And we got a good response out of that. And then we started playing Fade. And that was
Oh
fun.
my god!
At that church, yeah, that was some good
Epic
time.
church.
Epic church.
Epic church. Like
Yeah,
that just screams hardcore kid.
And that was we played with
Escape to Fate played there.
yeah.
Oh my god!
They hella
did.
played there all the time.
That
was
was
like
that was
before they were really
one of the
big,
popping
huh?
off
Yeah.
spots.
That was before
yeah.
they were like
Yeah.
a huge band.
And,
That's crazy.
we played
Forgot
with
about
we
that.
opened up for Think basically.
Oh, dude, I think I still have that CD too. I found it the other day.
It was funny too because one of the nights we were playing, you know, they were playing, and I was assuming since they were such a, you know, because they had a lot of people come
They're
to
not even
fucking see them.
stuff.
And no, well, maybe not anymore, but I think I bought one song off iTunes, "Take It Back."
Yeah.
I know, but
Take it back what you want me
it's a
to
good
say.
song. But yeah, they played right before us, and I just remember thinking like, "Fuck, man, we gotta go up after Think," and you know they got all these people and they're chilling, and literally
It's like
like as
Dewey
soon as
Cox.
Think left, like they all left. So it's kind of like,
oh yeah, that was
whatever,
it.
you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
But
Wow.
they stuck around though. Like Think the band
They were
actually
cool. Yeah,
stuck
they were
around and
cool.
watched us
Because
play.
Bernard
They're like,
actually
"Hey, you
knew
guys are
that guy,
sick."
the
Yeah.
lead singer. He
Adam.
like knew that
Yeah.
guy.
He knew the bass player, I thought.
Adam.
Yeah.
He knew
Adam
both
was
of
the
them.
bass player in it. You know what's crazy is that oh man, I can't remember the name of their band. I have the CD. But Adam's band, it was like him and his brother.
Oh yeah.
His brother was like the guitar player. He's like finger pick like God.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at fucking Graffiti Mansion and I'm like drinking and like that fool walks up and he's like, I know you. And then Bernard was like, oh, what's up, dude? And like we were all talking and I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, he's a lot different.
Yeah.
He's like long hair and like a grill,
Nice.
stuff like that. I was
That's
like,
hilarious.
oh damn, you're hella good at the guitar, but you don't know how to use it anymore.
That sucks.
It's a shame.
But I don't know. Maybe he's doing a different style of music, you know.
I would hope. It's
Because
always
they
a
were
shame to
hella
see
Yeah.
people who were good stop, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had the Innuendos, and after the Innuendos, we had the Marauders.
Marauders
And
were
Marauders
good.
were sick.
Marauders
Yeah.
were heavy.
We did some really cool shit, like
Because
we
that was
all-
after Sergio. Because Lexi had Ben left, and
Yeah.
then Sergio decided he wasn't vibing with the sound anymore.
Well, that's like Marauders came out of me, Sergio, and Reggie being like, okay, like we want to
That's
keep
right.
making
huh?
music, but we want to kind of expand a little bit more on what we're trying to make.
Yeah.
And so we made some cool shit. I mean, it wasn't all like that great a structure on some songs, but like we were definitely pushing out on like what we wanted to make and what we
Yeah,
wanted
you were-
to do.
yeah, you
so
were
it wasn't
What is
just
that
like
song?
the fucking
Sam
and Mary. That was a
Yeah,
good
Sam
song.
and
Heavy. I love that song.
That's a good one.
I still listen to that song.
The Marauders had their one demo that had "By the Sea," "All of My Love," "That
Oh,
Love,"
yeah,
and
By the
"Sam and
Sea.
Mary."
That's
yeah.
what I do. Yeah, By the Sea.
And "By the Sea" actually started off as an Innuendo song. Like literally, me and Reggie made that whole like main thing the day after we recorded the Innuendos demo.
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Oh man, this song's cool. Fuck, why couldn't we put this on there?" kind of thing. But that song's been around since 2008.
Yeah.
And Marauders were really fun, and you know we were definitely trying new things. We had some songs that we never got to put down, like Again Jen, and No One Looks Good in Brown Lipstick, and a couple
Yeah.
other songs that were really good from the Marauders era. Yeah.
I remember when
A
you made
classic
that.
Reggie-
I
Reggie
remember that
title,
name.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that name when you told me that. I remember the day you're like, I got a name for this song.
That's a Reggie title, 100%. He was like, No One Looks Good in Brown Lipstick.
But Reggie
And I
just
was
said
like,
that.
yeah.
Reggie didn't make it a song name. You made it the song name. Reggie just said that.
It needed to be done.
Like
and-
Reggie
Brown
just
lipstick.
Reggie. I wasn't
Hey,
there,
low-key,
but
that
I remember
sounds
you saying.
nasty.
Yeah, Reggie
I'll be
just
like,
said that, and you were talking
Holy
about it,
shit.
and I was like, "What?" And then you're like, "Yeah, Reggie said it the other day." I think it'd be a good song name.
It would. I mean,
What,
it
shit
is.
talker.
Shit, yeah, fucking butthole kiss.
And it's
That
right.
could be the
Sure.
song, and then like the album
fucking
could be
ass
like
kisser.
the ass
Your lipstick's
kisser.
looking brown.
That could be the head song on that, and then it could just be a girl's lips with brown lipstick.
Ew.
A little nutty.
Lips is
Yeah.
brown.
DJ said handle. Did anyone handle today?
Handle.
What?
Handle Vegas
Damn
living
right.
underscore.
Oh yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, that was tight.
That was
Marauders, those were good times.
But now
and
Stereo Assault's killing.
now, so yeah, Stereo Assault
Assault.
got born out of Sergio leaving the band, and me and Reggie just kind of looked at each other and were like, "Well,
On to the next.
let's
fucking-
keep making music, bro."
Yeah.
And you know,
Then I gave you your big break.
yeah, at the Golden Camera Awards came through with flying colors, and then we got a show at Double Down, and from the help of a former Innuendo's bass player, Michael Brown.
Yeah. Michael Brown.
He
and
hit
his
us
crazy,
up, and
crazy
he actually hit Reggie up. Yeah, we'll get to that. But he hit us up. He hit Reggie up and said, "Hey, you know, you guys still in a band? We need somebody to play Double Down." Reggie
Oh yeah.
called
that's right.
me,
He did
and I
play
was
that
like,
show.
"Hell yeah, we'll do that show."
That was the
So
first
we
Double
played
Down show.
first Double Down show,
Michael
2016, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Summer 16. Summer 16.
we played with Jackie G,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she wrapped it up, and her fucking.
Oh shit! I
Remember
remember that
The
show.
chick was rapping. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, she plays at Fremont Street now.
Oh yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
there.
I just posted a photo of her. Yeah, I was like, what the
And her
heck?
Tims, you know, she was rocking it. And the funny thing about that too is like the whole time we were leading up to that show, it was like, okay, this is like a punk bar, and you know, it's like we're kind of punk, but like, are we punk enough?
Yeah, right.
And then you go, this
I
chick's
was all
rapping.
worried and shit. Like, yeah, I was
But
like,
then you
fuck.
got to think about it. It's my.
You're going hard as you
Yeah.
can on that show, trying to be as punk as you can.
Well,
But
like
then she goes up
literally,
and starts freestyling, and you're like,
Yeah.
literally,
Why was I stressing?
we made fuck truck for Double Down.
Yeah.
Like I was like, we need to make like a fucking dope punk song, and I had a riff, and it just kind of came. We just made it in like a half hour kind of thing, and it was just like, fuck
That's
truck,
like the
yeah.
best
I
song.
fucking love that song.
And yeah, it's become a fan favorite for sure. It's a
Get out
groovy
the way.
little riff,
Get out the way.
and yeah, it's literally just me yelling "fuck truck."
Get out the way.
It was really fun.
Yeah, get out the way. I'm fucking today. Get out the way. But we literally were, I was so worried. I was like, fuck, we're playing this like legendary punk venue in Vegas. It's like, fuck, we kind of have some poppy stuff because, you know, we played. I remember when we played Virgin.
The Virgin of Montmartre.
Yeah, the Virgin of Montmartre. And the second time we played Double Down, it was just me and Reggie. And we started playing that, and like 4 people walked out. And I was like, oh, man.
You don't know that was you. You can't
Like,
say it was
fuck.
you.
But
That's your
Their
anxiety.
Uber showed up.
That's your self.
But I do remember after, because the first show was cool. Like, everybody dug it. It was a Sunday. The fucking owner or somebody, I believe it was Ian, came up to Reggie and was like, hey, why are you guys playing on a Sunday? You guys should be playing like on Friday or Saturday. And he was just, oh, you know, this is like the first time we've ever played here. We're just kind of
Is that
starting
the dude
out
with
as
the
a
gray
band.
hair?
Yeah. And he was like, no, you need
got
to
the
let
glasses,
me
right?
know. And so he gave Reggie, I think, like $40.
They all standing like
Because
right
we
there.
weren't gonna get paid for that show. Like, it was all the money was going to fucking Michael and Miguel. Like, they got the money for everybody for
Oh,
that
yeah,
night. So we
Miguel,
weren't gonna
yeah,
get
that's
paid
right,
at
that's
all.
right,
But
that's
he
right.
was like, you guys deserve to get paid because we went first and we fucking hyped everybody up. And that was a sick show. And then the second time we played there was like I believe it was a Saturday.
That was with Kevin, right?
No,
No. Or was it Negative Nancy's?
it might have been the Nancy's that we played
Yeah,
with.
he was the
They're
Negative
sick.
Nancy's.
And so we played, and I think we were
No,
the
it
first
wasn't. It
band
was
up
somebody
again.
else. It was somebody else because I remember the chick from Negative Nancy's was dancing that night, and she was doing that weird, like she had the pasties
Oh,
on.
it
she
was the
dancing.
Swank Bastards.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
They're sick too.
These
Yeah.
Swing Bastards, yes, we played right before them, and it was still just me and Reggie at that time. And we played, and we got like a mediocre response. It wasn't like we got booed or anything, but everybody was just kind of like, "Oh, cool, whatever." And I remember going to the bar and getting a drink afterwards, and I was like, "Yeah, it was okay." And this old guy sitting next to me was just like, "Hey, were you in the last band?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you guys not have a bass player on purpose?" And I was like, "No, we just,
Don't
haven't
have
really
one."
found any." And he's like, "You should get a bass player." And I like paid his shit and left. And I was like,
Thanks, dude. Thanks,
okay.
Captain Obvious.
And
You were like, damn, all right.
and then Reggie had been telling me that Michelle wanted to kind of jam with us, but I was really hesitant because we've always had bad luck with bass players.
Yeah.
Any band me and
I seen
Reggie have
it.
had,
I witnessed all of it.
we've had bad luck with
I
bass
was there.
players. And so
I
was
remember
kinda
Reggie
like,
told me once, he was like, dude, you play the guitar,
Play the bass for us.
just play the bass in my band. And I was like,
No, not playing the bass.
I don't want to play the bass. I don't like playing the bass. I
Yeah,
like playing the
nobody
guitar."
wants to play bass if they consider themselves a guitar player.
Yeah, I know, like
It's
legitimate.
just-
It's not like a joke. It's like legitimate. Like you, if you see yourself playing the guitar, you will never, ever play the bass.
No.
Never. It's
I
just
don't know,
people-
man.
It's
Because
just
you looked at Michelle.
but Michelle's
and
different.
what
She
she can
generally
do
likes
on
to play the
both-
bass.
She can shred on guitar, but
Yeah.
she was like, "I want to be the bass player in your band." And so
Yeah.
She's so good at the bass.
And
too.
she really is.
is.
she
Deep
fucking
down
shreds
inside.
at the bass. And so, like, when she showed up to play with us, she fucking had bass parts to "Don't Lose Your Head" and "The Virgin" and
Yeah, like she
a
had.
couple
She,
other
yeah,
songs
you gave her the
already.
songs and she listened to.
No,
them.
I mean she had already just like recorded it when we were playing it and had parts for it and showed up and just played it. And I was like, wow, like that's fucking cool. And so like I was also like a little suspicious because obviously when we were playing at Double Down, we were going for the more heavy shit that we have. And so I kind of busted out the kind of more poppy, softer songs that we were working on. Like, is she going to be into these?
Yeah.
Is she going to be on board with it? And she made up a couple sick parts. She's like, yeah, those are cool. I like that song. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, fuck yeah. You want to be the band?
Yeah,
And
and she kills it. I'm like,
she really like tightened us up. She really
She-
whipped us in shape.
because it
too.
was like she added that third line to the triangle.
Yeah.
This was fucking
The
triangle.
triangle, bro. I'm
Every
telling you,
time-
it's the fucking triangle.
Every time
dude.
it's brought up,
Dude, it is. It really is. Because like
triangle.
I've watched you guys grow from like you not knowing to play the guitar to Reggie not knowing to play the drums. Like I met both of you guys before. Like you started playing the guitar when I met you, but Reggie didn't have a drum set till after I met him.
Yeah.
I watched you guys both Reggie get his drum set, and you moved it into your house, and you two played in your room all the time, and I was always there just chilling, like fucking around on whatever I
I
was
remember
doing.
me and Reggie used to trade pieces when he got his drum
Yeah.
set and I had mine. We would like trade, and then when I stopped, like when I moved and I was moving into
Yeah.
an apartment, I was like,
Here you go, Reggie.
I gave him my whole drum set.
Yeah. And and then you guys had your stuff at my house, my parents' house, for the longest time, and like they were always there. My mom loved it. Like you guys, I like would always hear you guys play, and I'm
Sure, it's funny. I watched.
I
My
heard
mom
the
posted
progression.
something,
Yeah, we
and she
definitely
was
got
like,
better
"I miss
there,
the
for
sound
sure.
of."
Yeah,
Or it showed up on my like archives,
yeah,
and it was like, "I miss the sound of the boys playing upstairs," and then it was like
Aw.
all of us tagged,
yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, that's great."
yeah. That was the progression. Like I always heard the sound, but then as soon as Michelle joined in, it was like it came together, and I was like, damn, this
Yeah.
is what like we've been waiting for. I've been waiting for
This
this.
is
Like
what we needed.
this is everything. I was like, this is what they need this entire time, like years and years, and now she's here. She's in there, and she completed it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I see her all the time, but she at work.
Oh yeah, because
We
you
work
guys
in the
work at the
same
same
mall.
mall.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's funny is I worked there for a whole year and didn't know she worked there, and then she mentioned it, and then I was like, "What the?" And now like I see her all the time,
That's so.
but I've
funny.
only said hi to her once.
Huh.
She was like busy,
Yeah.
and they sell what I sell, so it's like awkward going into their store because I'm like, "Oh, you guys got like 10."
You wear the
yeah,
shirt.
I wear the shirt. They got like 10, and we have a whole store, so I'm like, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, you guys opened." Yeah, we don't sell them anymore because of that. So now I feel even more awkward going in there. I'm like, all right. So if I see her, I'm like, I'll try to say hi, but I'm like, she's busy.
But yeah, she tightened us up, man. Like, looked us into shape. Definitely, it was like, hey, a lot of different ideas. Like, maybe you should shorten this. Because like Marauders days, we're making like 8-minute songs for no reason. Like it was just like we're just gonna solo. It's gonna be great. And then when
there was a
bringing some of those Marauder songs.
I remember this point where you guys. I'm out of here. Yeah, I remember this point. You guys were like obsessed with like breaks, like. It's like changing the song like out of nowhere. Like, I remember being in my room like hearing like something super mellow, and I'm like sitting there, and it's like I'm like sick, bro. And then like it seemed like it's the second I stopped paying attention, it was like just got crazy, and I was like, whoa, what's going on over there? They're making a dope song, like holy shit.
Yeah, we were trying to make 4-part songs every song we made, or just have long, you guys just things that were a little longer than they needed to be.
That was your like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd phase.
And so like especially with like
whole career summed up in a little.
When we brought her in and started doing Rapscallion, she's like, we should cut this down a little bit, or we should do this. And I remember just being super hesitant at first, like, no, we do not cut down the song. This is the artistic expression. If you can't fucking enjoy it,
but Sean,
how dare you?
But Sean, the song's 15 minutes.
Yeah, and then I was kind of like, well, maybe you're right. Maybe
Reggie's like, my leg is numb, Sean. I can't hit the kick drum that many times in a minute.
It started out the loud, like Reggie's loud drums, and like towards the end, it's like you like can barely hear it.
But yeah,
I forgot that you guys did that.
But I mean, and it's really fun. We made some sick songs with her just like right out the gate, like General Reginald.
Yeah,
we made that on the spot.
I love that. Reggie hates that name. Now it's a song.
It honors him and his proud background.
Is he in your phone as Reggie Rocket?
Yeah.
You know how he got that? How he got that name?
I don't know.
So it was like right when I first started skating with Reggie, and he was like, I hope he doesn't watch this. So it was like one of the first times I think we've been out, and you know that gap at Sawyer, the like dirt gap.
Yeah.
He like takes me there, and he's like trying to show off. Like he was the long one. The whole day he's like trying to show off like that he's good, like I'm good, like look at me, I'm good at skating, and I'm just not that dude who's just next to you in art, And we go to that gap, and that gap's not that big.
It's like short and just like kind of long.
Yeah,
like,
we go to that gap, and in my head, like I'm skating at Breeze, and I'm skating with all these people, So I'm like, all right, and we go there, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, little flag gap, and then this fool starts smashing towards it.
There's a wall too.
Dude, he is going like this gap to him in his head is like a 39 stair. Like it is the longest gap ever. He's going so fast to it. And then ollies it by so much and then lands and hits the wall. And he's like, hell yeah, dude, you're gonna do it? And like just so excited. I was like, yeah. Dude, why are you going so fast? And he's like, so I make it. And I was like, dude, you're like a rocket. You're like Reggie Rocket. And like from then on, dude, every time I'm like, Reggie Rocket. I used to just take off. Even filming him, like he'll do like cruising, normal speed like everyone else, nollie heel. And then like push once. And he's like going 15 miles an hour faster.
I'm gone.
Well, it's funny too because I think that's affected him in his, because I've seen later things of him coming to ollie ups and he's going like so slow.
Yeah, now he goes.
I'm not that guy that goes fast anymore.
I don't want to be him.
I always thought it was from Rocket Power.
No.
Like I have in my phone as Reggie Rocket, and like the past like 10 years, I always thought it was fucking from.
All right, now you know what you got to do.
I like that we have everybody's names are like something different.
No, we all have Reggie Rocket in our phone.
I got Big Reg.
Big Reg.
Mine is Reggie Rocket, and it's like the funniest picture of him too.
That's the moniker I just took.
It's just his
Big Reg. I got your
She met Reggie the
K-Fresh
best.
daddy in my
She met
phone.
Reggie the best way though, Sean.
That
She met Reggie the best way.
How did you meet
was
Reggie?
a fucked up night.
It was a fucked up. Well, we were fucked up.
We were all drinking, and somehow Reggie came, and he was like
Reggie
introduced
walked up.
us.
He just walked up out of the darkness of a park. And we're walking down the street, and he just walked up out of the darkness, like, "What's up?"
And he had a bottle of Jim Beam.
But it wasn't
Sounds
even
like
Jim
Reggie.
Beam.
What was it?
It was a small, like, you know, the small bottles.
Yeah.
It was
Jim
a
Beam.
small bottle of Jim Beam, but that's not what was in it. That was
was like
some of
wild
that
turkey
was
or something.
that was some of
I
what was in
drank
it.
the whole fucking
It was that. It was wild turkey. It was
Wild.
dude. It was literally just.
A
He said that he
concoction
had a
of
whole bunch of
whiskey.
bottles in his room, and he just poured it into that so he could take it and
And
go.
he
No.
said that
Made
No,
Kristen drink the
Reggie.
whole thing.
No.
no, he said that that he could outdrink me because I was a girl.
Oh, I
Like
remember
something
that.
about
I
yeah,
remember
something about
that.
me being
I
a
do
girl.
remember that.
And he could fucking outdrink
And
me,
you
so I
were
took
like,
his bottle
"Fuck
and I drank
that."
the whole thing.
And you were like, "Fuck you, Reggie."
Yeah. And then I don't remember this.
Empty bottle, dude. Reggie and his cousin Cyrus always have the funniest stories.
I
with,
think-
like walking through
I
somewhere.
think the
with a
first time I
bottle.
met you was when you guys were trying to convince us that we had taken acid.
Wasn't me, man.
With the seaweed.
No, yeah, you were there.
With the
And,
seaweed.
Little John
With
was there,
seaweed?
putting on the foot. Yeah,
Oh,
with the seaweed.
Little John.
Putting on the goddamn
Oh.
Oscar performance of a lifetime.
Because he was like, "Oh man, oh I'm tripping,
Oh,
bro."
Little John, that's right. Little
And-
John was
yeah.
over there. Oh my god.
And we're,
bro.
you know, I remember you were freaking out a little bit.
I was paranoid.
And I was stoned as fuck because I kept going in to smoke with you, and every like 5 minutes you'd be like, "Hey Sean, how you feeling?" And I'm like, "I'm feeling pretty good, man."
I forgot Little John was over at my house.
Oh man, yeah. He literally put on
That was
performance of a lifetime.
really good.
Dude, no.
He could have charged $50 a showing for what the fuck he did that
Dude,
night.
that kid
I was
was
just like-
intense, bro. That,
and then
that
at the end
fool-
he's like, "I'm just fucking with you guys. I'm not fucked up." And I was like,
bro, dude, that kid was crazy. The one time I went to school. I didn't see him in the morning, like when we all got together. He wasn't there, but at lunch he showed up, and I was like, "Oh, what's up, John? What's up, dude?" And he just looked at me and was just like hella drunk, and just like, "What's up?" And then immediately like opened his bag and pulled the biggest bottle
Yes,
of Jack Daniels.
dude, I
And
remember
was
going
like-
into the bathroom and taking hits off
And I
it.
was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, I like looked around. I was like looking for the deans. Like, dude, put that
Dude,
away,
we were
like-
sneaking in. Dude, I remember that
He's like,
same day. I was at the
puts it
table
back.
that day. No, he literally was like, we would go into the bathroom and like go out of his backpack, and then he would go. Dude, we were doing that for a couple days. Damn, that's fucked up.
Good times.
Dude, that fool's crazy. There was a big ass brawl at Laurelwood,
dude.
and like hella people were about to fight. And I remember
He was
it was like
hella,
me and Alvin or
rowdy
something.
for sure.
It was like me and Alvin, and we're like somewhere, and we're like, dude, we're just here. Like everyone's gonna fight, and we're like, dude, should we go? And I was like, I'm not going all the way down there to see some people fight. Like they were like the homies, but they weren't part of like my homies. You know,
Yeah.
they were just like the homies. They're either outside of the homies, but they're still homies.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck, Little John. That's why he was on house arrest for so damn long.
Yeah, you didn't hit
Is-
someone in the head with something like you
Dude, like
rockets
all
on
the
his
yeah,
head?
they went to fight these dudes, and it's like 4 people, and they're like ready. They think it's gonna be like 4-on-4, 4-on-5. You know, they're like, we can handle this. You know what I mean? And then like I guess like hella heads showed up, and they were like, oh fuck, like we can't beat these dudes up. So they started throwing rocks at them, but they're the rocks that are like on the side in Spring Valley, like the big ass
big
ones.
Yeah.
boulder
And
looking
fucking Little John throws one, and it fucking hits this kid in the head, I guess. And that kid like got fucked up from it.
Damn.
And then like Little John got like a huge battery charge and like was on house arrest and like
That's right. I remember
shit
he was like gone forever.
He was gone for. That was the last time I seen him.
Yeah.
It was like right before
That was,
that, and then like I never seen that kid again. And I was like,
Well, I seen him
I hope he
afterwards.
cleaned up because that kid was
Yeah,
like,
he was
was-
wily.
dude, he was like a lot younger than us too.
Yeah,
and
he
he was
was-
doing
he was, like-
crazy
Yeah,
shit.
he
that
was way
like,
younger than me.
Kind of like
He was doing hella.
I don't want to say that he's probably like some crazy crackhead or something like that.
But he was
like,
on the path. For
But
that,
he was
for
definitely
sure,
on that
dude.
path
Yeah,
to being
he was
like having a
definitely-
Netflix special.
Dude,
Yeah.
straight up.
he
I
was
mean,
gonna
he
have
was
his
still
own
a cool-
documentary.
He was still a cool kid. Like he was like when you just actually sat down and like talked to him when he was actually like coherent. Like, like
Kid's fucking 14.
Dude, he was a cool kid, but damn, he liked to fucking get fucked up for sure. Like,
That shit
I
was
really
crazy.
hope he's doing well. Cause
You know what's
he's so
crazy
cool.
is I always heard, so this fool, Stoney, coolest dude. We used to hang out with him at Laurelwood all the time. He was insane, craziest kid. He would do anything in the world.
I think I know who you're talking about.
And
Yes,
his name is Mark. And I was told, everybody was told that he died. He died. To me, I thought he died. All of us grieving, AW all drinking, we're sad. He died. Dude's dead.
What the fuck?
All right. Bro, like 6 years later, I'm working at Zoomies at Meadows. Walks in.
You're like, bro.
Chris, what up? My fucking whole brain down there fucking exploded. I literally was like, what the fuck? And it was like, long time no see, dude. And I was like, you're dead. It was like, bro, why is everybody saying that? I was like, what? I was like, are you serious? He was like,
What happened?
I was like, where the fuck have you been? He was like, what do you mean? I just, I just started focusing on school, got a job. Like, I don't know, just wasn't kicking it like that. I was like, everyone thought I said I was dead. I was like, there was a whole Facebook. Rest in peace. Like, damn, someone hated you or something. Like,
That's
He's
crazy.
doing good.
How
now.
did you not know?
Like, why did you not like clarify? Like, look, guys,
I
I'm
think
not
I'd
dead.
know
Like,
if somebody said I was dead.
yeah. He's like, everyone keeps saying that.
that's funny.
I was
Dude.
like, damn, that would suck.
Mhm.
Is that the Mandela effect? I don't
Right.
know.
So I was thinking before we end the show off with the music moment, I was thinking we could do like maybe a little brainstorming to come up with some like little ideas to maybe start more things within the show, like just in general. Like maybe like earlier I was thinking like maybe we go out and do like a segment where it's like the win takes the bag and we go out somewhere and we like do like a little segment that we can just post, not for an episode, but just within the idea of the bag and the win.
Hey, I caught a bag.
And while you were driving,
I'm driving.
but it hits your light, huh? I think you're telling me.
Nope. It goes boom. It catches the antenna.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like,
And you're like-
on the no, not even on the antenna. And I was like, oh! And I literally like tried to grab my phone. I was like, oh, trying to grab my phone. I was like, and then like right when I got my camera, I looked, and it's like, and I was like, oh, motherfucker!
Dude,
I was
That
so
happens to me
sad.
when I'm driving my work van. I'll be driving that Blue Diamond and I'll see it back in the wind. I'm like, oh fuck, wait a minute, no, come back!
No, when I drive and I see bags like and I see them flying, I usually just kind of like smirk. And then there's days where like it's way in front of me and I'm like staring at it hardcore, like, all right, this card in front of me, please hit it the right way so the wind pushes it up towards me. And I get my hand ready and I'm like on the window button ready
This
for it,
will-
like waiting, and I'm all
Kendall's
like,
out the car, like
Yeah.
driving with his toe on the.
Ever since we had Jericho,
man.
come on, dude, he brought that up. Like, I never thought anybody felt that way about just catching a bag like in the air, like while you're driving like that, like just because he has that truck, right? Or like it seems like when he drives, his arms like perfect out the window, so Jericho could just naturally catch that bag while he's driving. You know, like dude,
That's how chill it's gonna be too. He's just gonna be driving like
yeah, he's just gonna be like
that one
just
time.
catch it, and then I'm like, bro, I'm please Jericho, hit me up as soon as you catch that bag because I want to know.
Dude, if anyone does that,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
tag us. I'm
Dude,
trying
please.
to see that. That'd be so great.
Like if you guys and your friends are driving, and,
I think
like,
you go down in history as like a legend.
yeah,
if you're
like,
driving,
you guys,
and
like,
you
you see
catch a
that bag flying in the air, like stick it out the
immediately
window and
legend.
catch it. And if somebody's with you, please film it because we'll post it and I will cherish that video because I haven't done that yet.
That'd be crazy.
But yeah, I was thinking we could, come up with some little ideas too, further.
Mud Wrestling Mondays.
Mm.
I'm down.
And you guys pick,
No, there's
and
a
you guys
lot of
pick the
shit.
wrestlers.
It doesn't have to be in here.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's Kyle, isn't it?
That is so
You
sick.
posted that.
So I felt so bad for PJ,
What?
but I had to fuck him over. He's my boy, but I had to
You
do
were
it.
like, I need this poster.
No,
PJ.
I needed it. I was like, sorry, PJ, but I'm gonna fuck you over to get this. And he was like, oh, I found it. He had him behind his closet, like behind the clothes.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even look at him. So fuck him. But he was like, oh, I forgot these posters were here filming it, And I was like, dude, let me get that one. And he's like, no, bro, if you want one, you gotta take both. And I was like, I'll take fucking both. And he was like, no, I'm not giving them away. And I was like, bro, do you even know who they are? And he was like, no, do you? And I was like,
That literally looks like Vegas streets right
no,
there.
but I was like, no, I don't, but they're cool. I want them. Because I knew if I said I knew who they were, he'd be like, well, who are they? And then if I said Kyle, he'll be like,
Oh no, I'm keeping
I'm
that.
fucking keeping it, you
So
know?
then after you got her, you posted and he hit you up. I was like,
Dude,
what?
exactly. No, so he goes, he's like, no, dude, you can have him. I'm moving to Hawaii. I can't take him. And I was like, oh, for sure.
You got the other one too?
Yeah, the other one's behind here though, like rolled up.
Oh.
But he's like handing them to me, and he's like, oh, so you really don't know who they are? Like I wanted to know, and I was like, no, dude, I don't. And then he was like, oh, they turned around, and I was like, I'll tell you later. And then I drove off. And then like I posted him, Kyle Anderson, and then he hit me up and he was like, damn. And then I hit up Kyle to ask who the other one was, and the other one is some East Side Vegas skater.
Oh shit.
But they were in Hector's house, and when that happened, his shit got sold to everyone. So I guess PJ ended up with these or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, Hector. Those were Hector's posters?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's cool because like that's Kyle, and then when I rode for Hokum, Kyle came out with
Those boards, yeah.
those boards.
That definitely looks like a Vegas little area.
Yeah.
Like
I
that.
love
So
That little
board,
street and
that's
shit. That looks like.
True, right? I wonder if that's the house that is on like Westcliff.
Yeah, probably.
I haven't been over there.
That's probably like before. That's probably like.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like by Alta. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you
You
want to do
guys-
this music moment? Or you want me to do it? I'll teach you how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
I've been playing every day in my dreams. And once a year. And once a year.
Well,
It looks like I play. You see how clean it is? It's not dusty.
It isn't.
You want to know why? Because before you come, I dust it so that it looks like I play. I learned a song. I wanted to learn like a My Chemical Romance song. And I was like, oh, I'm going to learn it. I played it. And I was like, sick. And then like the next day, I was like, ah, fuck, I forgot it. I spent 3 hours learning this whole song and then I just forgot it.
I spent 3 years learning one song and I could only play the one part of it. Sean knows what song it is. Should I play it real quick?
Yeah. Kendall's
You
gonna
wanna
play
play
the
it?
only song that he
The
knows
only
how to
song
play.
I will ever play on the guitar.
Play the first part
I was-
He said,
is
is
it
it that one?
of
There it is.
Look at you.
An Alkaline Trio song. This is the quasi riff of the day.
Shaking like a dog sitting razor blade. There you go, fellas and ladies.
Beautiful.
I could truly say that I did not think that something that good was coming out of this man. What he said.
I love music, dude.
I just didn't. I don't know. I've never seen you hold a guitar. I don't even think I've seen you move Sean's guitar.
I actually used to play the acoustic a lot, but I stopped when it broke.
Dude, I miss my acoustic, and like I always like look at this and I'm like, I should sell that fucker.
So one thing I thought was funny, I was fucking around on my acoustic the other day, and I was like,
That's really
I like that.
"That's not mine though." Who is it, ladies and
Oh my god, it's all.
It's Closer to the Heart by Rush.
Yeah. I was like, I know.
They actually have a capo on it though, probably on the second fret or something, because it's actually a little higher when you listen to it. But I was like, wow, that is not that hard. So maybe
Yeah.
look for that. You know, if anybody's looking for an easy Rush song, because no Rush song is easy. But
No, right.
I was just happy to kind of find that, and that's a really good song. I like that song a lot. But the riff of the day, I think I was thinking about it. It's kind of okay, so the riff of the day. You got to tell me who made it, what song.
Hey, they'll tell
it
you whatever the
is.
fuck they want to tell you.
Yeah, clearly they tell me nothing.
Yeah, they do. You guys need to get on that.
No, some people guess.
Sometimes.
No, it's
yeah.
because someone will. I feel like no one says anything, and then one person is like, they get the right answer, and then everyone else is like, ah, fuck.
Nah,
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so I need you to tell me who it is, what song it is, and yeah, I'm not even gonna give you guys anything at this point. You know,
Is
there's no
Is
prize.
this gonna be an easy one?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I would think it'd be an easy one to guess, but who
Can
knows
she
these
guess
days? Probably.
Can I guess it?
Yeah.
All right.
'Cause you know me.
Then I'm not gonna know
Swear to God, if you guys don't know that song.
Damn, this fool's been playing a lot of Guitar Hero.
Yeah, if you play Guitar Hero, you should
Yeah,
know
if
that
you've
song.
ever
There's no
played
way
Guitar
you
Hero.
don't know that song if you played Guitar Hero.
And I would like
It
to
actually plays the exact same keys as it. You know,
pretty much.
Yeah.
orange, blue, red.
Blue for
Orange, blue, red, blue,
hard,
red.
of course. Yeah. But
And then-
one thing I'd like to mention here on the Music Moment is to take some time to dive back into some of the great music that we have in our history. You know, I feel like a lot of the generations growing up today has no idea who some of the greats were. You know,
What do you mean?
just like from the whole thing about Post Malone putting Ozzy Osbourne on the track,
He
and then
did.
people
Like,
being like,
that
"Oh
was a
man, I'm so
joke.
happy Post Malone is just supporting these unknown people." Like, the fuck you mean Ozzy Osbourne is unknown, bro? It's like Black Sabbath.
Wasn't that a joke though?
No,
50%
there's
50% of it was.
there's-
There was people that didn't know.
there's
but
definitely people
there was
out there that
it,
are just
it,
like,
took-
"Oh, wow,
the
who's
internet makes
that?"
everything
You know,
into
like-
a joke like that. So like it blew out of proportion with it. But you do have a point that not a lot of kids these days like have that like mental ability to really dig into listen to all like stuff from in the past, like even just in general. Like I told my little cousin who's
If it
18
doesn't
years
mumble,
old.
I don't listen to it.
Yeah, my little cousin is like he's 18. I told him, I was like, bro, like I was like, you make music and it's like you're really good at it. You should start digging into deeper roots of music, like listen to not just the albums that bands back then put out, but other stuff. Like I immediately brought up the Beatles anthology.
Yeah.
I was like, listen to all three of those CDs because it's not just Beatles songs that you've probably heard. It's different versions and different takes, and
Yeah.
like it's hearing that band just making music in general and hearing that sound and like hearing raw music before music was
Yeah.
so in depth, and it's like you see a progression.
I live
where
in the
music
past.
comes
I don't
from.
fucking listen to anything new.
Yeah.
I give it all a test, and I'm like, your voice sucks. Too much auto tune.
See,
I don't know what you're saying.
What in my defense
Oh,
in
your
that
beat
is
is fire.
definitely the dilution of music today, that there's so many people out there making music that it's really
Well, not
hard
just that,
to
but
hear
I
mean-
good in it because there's so much of it that's either
No,
similar
there is some
or
news
basic.
that I'm like, I fuck with heavy, but-
Even especially when it comes to like hip hop, because
No,
I mean, hip hop
is
is
so
such,
dominant now.
It's
so
not
dominant.
only that it is so dominant, but they draw so much on just all music types from all times,
and
you
it
know?
never gets recognized.
And it doesn't, and people don't understand. So it's like a lot of these things that are being sampled or beats that are being sampled, it's like just going over people's heads. And it's like, oh yeah, they created this. And it's like, no, they didn't create it per se.
They sampled it.
Yeah. It's something that was already created that they were influenced by, or that they have influence from, that they wanted to put on their track, and it gets lost in translation sometimes.
And
people
it's like,
thinking like, I heard something popped up on my shuffle from the Blueprint, a fucking Jay-Z track, and how they sample When the Music's Over by the Doors, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'll sit back sometimes when it's like, how many people actually know that this is the Doors?
But and then at the same time, it's like,
here,
how many people are going to say that they actually enjoy that Doors song?
Like, how many people know that Kanye West fucking samples Otis Redding so much, or just like things like that?
There's people that recognize that part of things, but it's like they recognize like, oh yeah, he sampled this old artist, but it's like most of those people who are so hyped over the song probably won't even go and like genuinely listen to the song that it was actually sampled off of, and like take the time to invest into that original song like they are to the song that they're hyped over.
That's true.
And that's what in my eyes, I see a lot happening. Like, you can listen to this song because it's new in your times, but you won't listen to the song that influenced it, because like, this is a great song. It's still relative to this day. And it's like, how can you do that? You got to listen to both. If you like that one, you're definitely gonna like that one. Why not?
Yeah. And it's like, I feel like so many people too have no idea just the importance that a lot of these bands had on the industry at the time, and what they did for music to evolve,
even just outside of their music.
What it is
like
today,
some of the artists as people, like what they did within the industry, like really impacted how things just played out.
Oh, like there's hella people like fuck Biggie and fuck Tupac, like they're nothing. If they're around now, they wouldn't be anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, bro, you probably wouldn't be doing what you're doing
half
if they didn't hit.
Especially when I hear people talking shit about the Beatles, it's like the Beatles literally revolutionized so many studios and so many techniques in the studio. It's like they basically helped create the fucking ability for hip hop artists just in general, and to sample
like
things.
the backwards
guitars, backwards cymbals, like they're on the song Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite. What they did is they literally got a record of circus music playing. They cut that into about 2-foot pieces, threw it up in the air, and then just grabbed them randomly, taped it together, and then played that over the thing. And that's like one of the first examples of sampling, if you think about it, because they technically took a song that had already been made and mixed it around to fit their own type of thing. So it's just like all the things that they were doing in the studio is like made it possible for people to do what they do today.
Yeah, and just the fact that they were doing it so back then, that's like
it's easy. Now it's just like
I mean, what they were doing is like basically after
clips and shit
from Rubber Soul and on. That's one of the reasons they didn't play shows anymore, because it was like they couldn't recreate what they were doing on the studio on stage, because
they were doing
the technology hadn't fucking caught up at the time. So it was like
they were so ahead of
more
their
guitar
time.
players, more things, to recreate those backward sounds, and not to mention the fact, just like when they played what was at the time the biggest like fucking show in the world, when they played in where was it? It was in New York, I believe, at like a baseball stadium. And they just gotten 100-watt amps from Vox, which was like the leading thing at the time. But they're playing for like 60,000 people, which was unheard of at the time. And the only way that they could kind of get the music through to these people is to play it on the fucking intercoms throughout the stands, that usually have somebody just like announcing scores over. But you got the Beatles fucking blaring through. So it's just like, the things that they were doing at the time, and just like people, they couldn't either recreate it live, or it was just like things that
they were going so far out the box at their time that the box didn't even really exist, because they were just so like different. Like when you took that class in college and took that Beatles class, and I went with you so many times, and I was like, dude, like the Beatles really are like low-key underrated, dude. Like they were so big, but not, there was so much hype over them that a lot of people didn't even really see the magic that they really were making. you could just hear it and have to just trust your heart.
And pretty much any musician that you talk to, they'll just tell you it's like, yeah, they were a huge influence. I mean, they're one of Ozzy's favorite artists of all time. Led Zeppelin loved them. It's like basically everybody that came after them owes something to them.
Oh, totally.
In a way, So yeah, just take some time. You hear a sample that you like, look it up, listen to the actual song. There's so many things and there's so much stuff that was just, I feel like, buried in time.
Dude.
You know,
Like
you
just
can just
old,
find a
like,
plethora of gold and
like old R&B
yeah.
stuff, like Deep City Records, man. Like that was like the same era of like Motown, but it was a different record label in Florida. And I found out about it like when I went to Minneapolis. I saw a documentary on it and I just watched it. And they were like really good like R&B soul artists that like I never even heard of.
Yeah.
Like Helen Smith and Paul Kelly and a couple other people that were just like, I was like sitting there watching this, like it's hella late at night and I'm like sitting in this Airbnb in Minnesota, like, I think I love R&B now. Like it was like I just like found like a new love for R&B that day, and it was just like, but the fact was that like I found artists that I never even heard about. Like everyone knows Motown and all the people that were affiliated with Motown, but like Deep City Records was like I never even heard of that label, and like they had like one little album that they put out with like 6 or 7 different artists from that time.
And it's a great fucking album.
It really is, and that Helen Smith girl, the Paralyzed song is like. She made that song when she was like 14, and she was found when she was 12 just singing in the record studio. Like it was like a record store that the people owned, and they had the label too. They owned a label and a record store. They would sell records, and the girl Helen would go there and buy records, but she would just sing. And they heard her from the back, and when it came out, like, who's that singing? And then was like, dude, your voice, like they were like, your voice is beautiful. Like, do you ever want to sing? And they made a song like 2 years later. And it became like one of the biggest songs. She became like their main face of that record label. Like she was like the one that basically blew Deep City Records up to the extent that they got to. It was because of her and like her talent, and she has like a beautiful voice. Yeah. It's crazy. And, like,
so just
take your time. Like
take
look
your time.
stuff
Go
up.
in, like look stuff up. Stop being stupid. Don't be ignorant.
Yeah, there's a lot of music out there, and if you're young, take that time you have because it's definitely worth it.
Definitely is. Going in from that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Grammys this year. Billie Eilish, she took a bunch of shit this year.
Do you like her?
I personally, I think she has a really nice voice. I kind of don't understand the
nice voice.
She does have
her
a really
voice. Literally is the most. But straight flat voice.
But that's her music.
She has a lot of vibrato in herself. Like she has a good voice. I don't understand the hype. I feel like
the songs that I've heard from her, that shit is like so monotone, and I'm like driving and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm waiting for a build up to come.
Yeah, but there isn't. It's just
and then the song ends, and then you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's what the people want. Everybody's falling in love with her, and honestly, like I can agree. I don't really understand. It's like it's her and her brother that made this album by themselves. They basically made it by themselves. They're not like, or at least at the time, they didn't have a major record label backing them or anything like that. It's just something they did in their house, and so I commend them on that. And she does have a good voice. She's not like the craziest thing to come out recently, I would say. I feel like it reminds me of how everybody was so excited about Lorde like 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now nobody seems to really care that much anymore. I don't know. So I'm not to be mean
because I listen to Florence and the Machines, and they're kind of similar, but Florence is better.
And so, I mean, congratulations to Billie for sure. I mean, she's only 18 years old, and she walked away with Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year, which are the 3 highest accolades that the fucking Grammys give out, So kudos to her and her brother for doing that. And a couple other things that are worth mentioning with the Grammys is, Gary Clark Jr., which we're all familiar with, won Best Rock Performance with This Land. He also won Best Contemporary Blues Album with his album. KG Elephant walked away with Best Rock Album.
That's right.
Their new album is it's really good.
I haven't looked it up. So
it's different from their first few. I would say it feels like they're kind of going in more into like an art rock style. But they're always
It's not as like Hesh, kind of like a little less.
yeah, not as heavy. Or I remember they kind of had that blues feel on
Yeah.
the first one. And
Yeah, that was tight.
the alternative feel
Well,
kind of on the
everybody
second
knows
one
that-
that kind of
that main
grudged through.
song,
But I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
they're still killing it. Social Cues is the name of the album, and it's a really great album. I definitely recommend
I
checking
didn't
it
even
out.
know they had one.
Yeah, that won for best rock album. Best alternative album went to Vampire Weekend, Father of the Bride, which I had mentioned last music moment on one of my favorite albums from the last year.
Who's voting? Because I didn't even know that they were having that Cage the Elephant had an album out. Like, who
Well,
voted best album?
I don't think it's not.
There's
it's,
two
There's
people,
a
so
committee or
three-
something like that.
2 out of 3 people don't know that album came out, and they won.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's the statistic.
Yeah, literally.
Actually, 3 out of 4 because she had no
She
clue
didn't know,
either.
yeah.
So
It's just they're one of those bands. I feel like they kind of moved out from the underground, and like if you listen to X1075, they play that shit on there all the time. It's just
Their
one of
new
those
album?
things.
people
Yeah,
still listen to radio.
yeah, that's where it's kind of like coming from. I feel like.
Yeah, and that is one
And,
thing
you
too.
know,
Is radio.
I only listen to the radio when I hear Stereo Assault's going to be on. I'm
Yeah,
like, sick,
low-key.
12 o'clock.
And
Got
thanks
it.
to Comp 92.3 for continuing to play Space Queen. You might be able to check it out tonight. I'm not too sure. You can call in and request
That's
it.
the
if you
only
want,
way. That's the
but,
only reason I watch. Is like I'm like, oh, I can play them on there. I'm like, oh, I'll go on.
We've been lucky enough to been played. I think like 4 or 5 times now. They
It's
played us
tight
for like
because-
3 weeks straight.
It's
and they
cool
skipped a
because
week and played us last
you
week.
and Crimson Riot will play,
Yeah.
and I'm like, sick, man. 2 of my friends' bands are playing on this. Like, I'm down to listen.
Nice.
But thanks again to Lori Steele and everybody at the Homegrown Show at 92.3 for playing us. We definitely appreciate it. Moving away from the Grammys, which kind of suck, by the way. I mean, let's be honest. It's kind of like a
The only thing I like about the Grammys is that I watch Jimmy Kimmel,
yeah.
and he sends Yerma, his like security guard, there to get people drunk. And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
sneaks some
yeah,
tequila
yeah.
and stuff like that. He's like, "You want a drink from my banana?" And he has like a flask shaped like a banana. But people walk up to him like, "Oh, tequila," and they'll like grab it, like they know that he does it because he does it every year. That's the only reason I'm like, "Hey, the Grammys."
That's funny.
He's
So
right.
thank you, Jimmy Kimmel, for keeping the Grammys in your hand.
Yeah,
But,
keep us on the toes.
Another thing I wanted to mention too is Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's got some new inductees
Yeah, dude,
for
who got into
2020.
it? Because I voted, but I like.
Well, that's what's cool about their system now is they just introduced that like 2 years ago, where the fans can actually vote for who they want to go into the Rock and
you
Roll
vote?
Hall of Fame. I did.
Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Nine Inch Nails because
Yeah.
I love Nine Inch Nails.
I'd be trip on your way out of my house.
Yeah, I'm not.
But,
I'm not
I mean,
a fan either.
You can vote for a bunch of different people. It's not like you can
I
only
voted
vote
for
for
Motorhead.
one. And yeah, Motorhead definitely deserves.
I
to
feel
be
like
in
they
there.
should already be in it.
Hey, they should
There's
have
actually a
one.
lot of bands. Like
Judas Priest wasn't in it.
no, and the Zombies only got put in till last year.
Yeah.
And so for this year, the nominees and the inductees were Whitney Houston, Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
He got in?
Yeah, he
Bro,
got
I
in.
looked at the voting thing and he was like third to last.
He got in. I think everybody was like, "Oh shit, we got to vote." And they
No,
like,
hell
lost
no,
it.
because I voted. I voted when there was only like 15 minutes left,
Oh really?
and he was like third from last. So when I seen that he got inducted, I was like,
Well, they based
Just
it off
like
the fan
president-
and then also
just like
you know,
presidency, our votes don't really count. God
Pretty
damn
much.
it.
Well, because whoever the head people at the Hall of Fame are, they put their vote into because that's how it used to be. It just used to be their panel or whatever
Yeah.
voting on who it is, and then just in the last 2 years they took into consideration the fan votes. So I think Big E, he was bound to get, especially with Tupac getting in a few years ago. I feel like he was bound to get in. But you got Big E this year. You got Whitney Houston. You got Nine Inch Nails. Depeche Mode made it in.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
And T-Rex finally made it in too, which, in my opinion, T-Rex should have been in
I
the
feel
Rock
like
and Roll
that
Hall
would-
of Fame
But
years
dude,
ago.
Houston
but
should have been in there a long
Dude,
time
just the
ago.
list when I was reading, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so many of these people should already be in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I was
That
like,
is weird.
I don't know. Judas Priest isn't in
for
there
sure.
already either. They were on the list to get inducted.
well,
in.
it took Rush
And I
forever to
was
get
like,
in there
what
too.
the fuck? And
Yeah.
like, it's just so weird to me. I don't know.
There's so many bands. Like I think finally too, Deep Purple, I believe, just
Yeah,
got
that
in
was, like,
recently,
2
but it
years
took
ago.
forever for them to get in, and there were so many people like advocating for them to be on the ballot or to get in. And I mean, the criteria really is you just need to have had your first single come out 25 years ago, and that's like pretty much it, you know. And I mean, obviously, you got to have some sort of like impact on the community, and just like
I wonder if Gorillaz will ever make it.
yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, and there's bands that get in first time, like, you know, Nirvana. The first year they were eligible, they got in.
That's Nirvana.
That's Nirvana.
Radiohead just got in recently.
That's Radiohead.
Kendall's favorite band, Green Day, got in on their first year of eligibility.
Yes.
So, I mean, it just depends.
Just wake me up when September ends, guys.
Everybody always, you know, argues about the inductees every single year. A lot of people feel like rap artists shouldn't be in there at all, you know, kind of thing. And
no, I think rap should be in there.
They should have their own.
At least Wu-Tang and
Rap Hall of Fame.
Hieroglyphics. Like, Wu-Tang and Hieroglyphics have been like the biggest inspiration to hip hop.
Yeah, but they should have like.
I mean, Big L too.
If they had like
So
their
many
own,
people.
that'd be sick. It'd like separate the genre so that it's like, because they don't put country,
Fuck country, bro.
but they don't put country in the Rock Hall of Fame.
yeah,
It's country,
they put
but
like, I mean, there's people like
country.
Johnny
Leave
Cash
country
and
where it
things like
is,
that
dude.
that are in there too. You know,
Johnny Cash.
So you don't see
Johnny
no
Cash
Brooks
is a legend.
You don't
Yeah.
see no
He can do
Brooks and
everyone.
Dunne up on there like up for you know what I mean?
Dixie
Like,
well, who
Chicks.
wants to?
yeah. But you know what I mean though? Like, there's a lot of people that listen to country, but it's like it's not on there because they have their own.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, dude, if there was
What
like
is
a
it
hip
called
hop
again?
one, I
It's
feel
the-
like
What's it called? The CMT?
Awards.
Yeah.
CMA Awards.
yeah, like they have their
Or
own. Do you think that like hip hop and rap would
Well,
have like
well, that's
their
what
own?
the BET Awards, isn't it?
No.
No.
What is the BET?
Well, I
Awards?
mean,
Like,
the
that's-
BET Awards
still
is
around?
Yeah, BET's still around, isn't it?
that's like a yearly thing. That's not to induct. Like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame takes like, you know,
But
musicians
they don't have a
and
hip-hop Hall of
artists. No, well, they might, but if
Not
they
that
do,
I've
it's not
ever heard
huge.
of.
I've never really seen anything big.
You know, like
I mean,
that would be dope. Like I could see that being like something cool because it's like,
it's so big now. I mean,
yeah,
hip-hop,
now you have
rap and hip-hop-
different artists trying to get in versus, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like Mac Dre, like
Yeah.
there's so many people
Yeah,
that
like
should
Tech
be,
Nine and shit, you know?
you know, like stuff like that. Like, that would be sick.
Oh, yeah.
We should start this, bro. We want to be rich. Don't you?
Right.
Do
Hip-hop, back in the wind, Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
Our-
Started
and the
this
Hall-
year.
Copywriting this shit now.
Beastie Boys,
Right.
they're in the Rock and Roll Hall.
Yeah, they are. Didn't they just get in like 2 years ago? It was like not too long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I remember being like, yes, MCA.
But yeah.
I remember that.
Another thing I thought might be cool to talk about on the Music Moment is
No.
and that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
It's over.
For next time.
No, what? Yeah. What
No,
were
fuck
gonna
you
say?
guys.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
It literally would have to probably be like a whole segment of Music Moment that, like how you were talking about future ideas
Yeah.
for future things. A future Music Moment segment I would like to dive into with you and Reggie, wherever he is, would be our favorite albums from the past decade. We just entered the 2020s. There were a lot of albums that came out between 2010 and 2020 that I feel like influenced all of us, and just
I don't know, man. I listened to
I mean, you've obviously there's albums that have come out that I know that you've listened to in the past 10 years.
just came out. It was great.
And there was a shit of music that inspired me in the last 10 years.
True.
And Kendall.
Well, this is a test to see if this works. And if it works, I guess we'll talk about that on the next episode.
So you better
In
make
the
it work, you
comments.
stupid fucks.
Let us know what you
Dude,
guys...
we'll have a kid by the next episode.
Yeah.
I know.
Unless we record, unless
Within
it
the
works,
next,
then we
like,
can do it
2.5
every night. It
weeks.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was thinking like we definitely should get like their input, like get your guys' input on like what you would want to see more from us too, like what you guys would be interested in. So let us
What
know.
do you want to hear and see?
No,
More of this?
Is this the right buy?
I don't know.
Is that the right buy?
Sean, get over there and like see what it is. That's what I was talking about the
push a
TV.
button.
What do we got going on over here? Yeah, that's the one right there. End the stream. Okay, bye.
Oh man.
I was gonna hit it, and I was like,
I don't know what that
says something
does.
else.